Hit him, Stan.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Menace and the Man, episode 16.
Episode 16. This is like our sweet. This is our sweet 16 right now, Stan.
This is Sweet 16 right now.
Yeah.
And we're trying some new shit. We're trying some video.
Yeah, we're trying to go video for you guys. So you guys, I'm gonna try not to look at it.
Try not to what? Look at the camera?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not gonna look at the camera.
I just gotta talk like I talk, right?
Yeah.
I can't be like looking at the camera.
Well, do you find yourself when you were doing a lot of things for the UFC in your life, in your history, were you always like, they want you to look at the camera, no?
Yeah, but the camera's directly in front of your face. The camera right now is a little bit to my left.
What about when you were on The Ultimate Fighter? They told you not to look in the camera, right?
Yeah. Well, you had to act as if the camera wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just go about. And the cameramen are kind of like ninjas.
They sneak up on you.
Well, not that they sneak up on you, but they do a nice job of not being directly in your face.
Yeah.
They probably do like a lot of zooming and stuff like that.
They want to catch that organic shit.
Yeah, and there's also cameras in every room. Like hidden cameras, if you will.
Really?
Yeah, that don't move. The only place that there's not a camera on the show is in the showers.
Because legally.
Right.
I guess they can't put a camera in the showers.
So that's where I did all my time.
So we got a little bit of a late start. We were trying to set up our video. We were going to start with Juan Adams. I got the bubble up right now. Let's see what he says. I'd imagine he's got some training or something going on. I know he has a fight coming up soon. You've never seen this dude?
No, give me a little background on Juan Adams.
He fought on the Contender Series, and he fought that guy Sean Teed, who's like a badass dude, like one of the top heavyweights on the East Coast. And he was basically the underdog, I guess you could say, because like Teed, I thought was a little bit more highly touted, and this dude was a little bit unknown. He was like 4-0 or 3-0 at the time. Teed was a little bit more established, and it was just, he's a fucking beast. So he has like a big afro.
Did Juan win?
Juan Adams fucked him up. Like he's got he's got a long reach and he's got good hands, and he just pieced the dude up.
What's the weight class?
Heavyweight.
We're talking MMA, no?
Yes.
Right. Okay. And so what's he got coming up now?
Let me get 1 second. He's got a fight, I believe, coming up in May.
UFC.
He's already got his first win, and yeah, he's ready. So he said, give him a minute, and
he's got a pretty dope afro.
Oh, he's got a dope afro. What do you need? Oh, right here. Let me make sure I'm good with that. Oh, he's got a dope afro.
Yeah.
And he's a beast. Like, I know he's got fucking... I forget what they said. I remember when he was fighting, I thought they said he was a national champion or something, but...
I'll ask him.
Yeah, I know he wrestled at, like, West Virginia, or Virginia Military Academy is where he wrestled. So... And I think, like, me being someone who always looks at, like, the talent aspect of it and tries to, like, scout guys in that aspect, he's a fucking beast. Like, when you actually look at him, like, he's got some fucking... For a green guy who only has, 5 fights... Oh, here he is.
All right.
Juan Adams.
What's up, man?
What's going on, my man? Stan the Man, Dennis the Menace Bermudez. Welcome to Menace and the Man.
What's
Yeah.
up?
Nothing much, man. What's up?
I'm getting the background scoop on you. I didn't no offense, but I didn't really know too much about you. I'm also not a really big MMA fan.
Understandable.
So so I guess tell me about yourself, man, a little bit. What let's back up. What got you into fighting?
Well, I wrestled in high school, and I was always kind of watching MMA a little. Not really watching, but every time it was on.
Heavyweight, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I started actually my freshman year of high school. I started as 5'9", 160, and then after football season, I was about 180. And then during wrestling season, my freshman year, second half of it, from like January to mid-February, I just couldn't make weight, and I kept gaining weight. And then when we went back out for spring football, I measured at 6'3", 230. So,
damn.
Yeah, it was a bit of a growth spurt, and then by the time I finished high school, I was about 6'4", 300, and then just kept growing to where I am now, about 6'5", walking around. If I'm not working out intensely, I'll get up to 310, 315.
Damn.
So,
Now, what ethnicity are you? Because your name is Juan, so I would like to imagine that you're Latin, but then I look at your pictures, you're pretty dark. So where are we at with that?
I don't know. I haven't done a full, 23andMe lately, but black and Mexican mainly is what it is, and there's some Creole in there down the line, but I don't know the exact numbers per se.
Well, you're Mexican and black. That's all.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take that. I will point out, I'm bouncing around a little bit. Your haircut, your afro is amazing.
Oh, thank you. It's once I graduated from military college, I never cut it. So.
Oh, okay. So let's back up a little bit. So after high school, you went into military college, or you went into the military?
No, I went to Virginia Military Institute. It's a college. It's the only D1 school that wanted me to wrestle there. And I had a lot of offers for NAIA school and Division II or Division III schools, a couple junior colleges, but I really wanted to go D1, so that's what I did.
Right for this, after my senior year in high school, I got one offer to like a D3 school. Yeah. That was it. And I was like, fuck you. I'm going to Division I. I'm walking on.
Oh, so you were a walk-on?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, no, I had the issue where, D2 and D3 schools were literally, my teachers didn't even care that I had my phone on in class. They would call me all day. And I kind of accepted VMI's offer just because I didn't want to hear it anymore. So I was like, I already committed. Leave me alone.
Oh, VMI, I know your school. Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw you guys when I was in Bloomsburg at I think it was in Virginia Duels. Do you guys still do that?
Yeah, they still did it when I was there.
Okay.
Back when I was there, I was one of like 3 people on my team that ended the day with a winning record. So
got you. And then while you were in military school, you had to have like military policy, like clean cut, the whole 9.
Yep. I was actually, my face would break out, so I was on shave permit most of the time. So, but once they stopped letting me do that, I just bit the bullet, and that's why I wear a beard all the time now. I don't like, there's some scarring and stuff on my face, so
damn.
I don't like.
All right,
yeah.
All right. So you went to military school, you crushed it, you had a winning record, and what made you decide to get into fighting?
Well, my so senior year of high school, I wrestled for Paradigm Training Center's national high school team. We went to the Disney Duels. We're All-American, and Paradigm was an MMA gym, but they're wrestling heavy. And so between my sophomore and junior year of college, I needed a place to wrestle over the summer because I wanted to get better. And I just started going to Paradigm, and I needed to lose weight, so I did a couple of cardio kickboxing classes, and then I stopped doing that and would go to the sparring classes, just kind of watch. And a lot of those fighters knew that I was a collegiate wrestler, so they were asking me for help. And so I just started kind of helping them out with wrestling. And then before you knew it, I started sparring. And once I graduated, it was just kind of once I graduated, I had the NFL tryout. And when that didn't work out, I started fighting. And
right.
Never looked back.
I feel like that's the story for wrestlers getting into fighting. It's like, well, wrestling's a big part of MMA. They asked me to come down and mess around. And, we're competitors. So we get pushed a little bit. And we're like, yeah, I'm not a pussy. Like, you're going to punch me, I'm going to punch you back, And next thing you know, like, we're beating the guys. We're there to help out. And then now we're fighters.
Yeah, that's how it went down.
And then you're like, what? Wait, I could get paid for this? I'm in.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So you haven't seen this dude fight, Dennis. This guy's got crazy reach. Crazy reach.
What? How many inches? What's your reach?
It's 81 and a half. I think they listed as like either 80 and a half or 81, but it was 81 and a half when I got measured for Contender Series.
What's who's
But
the-
even that, I think it's deceptive. I think it's only 81 and a half, but I think the way you got some range. Like
you
throw
turn
all-
on those suckers, huh?
He throws all his punches
Yeah,
straight.
yeah. Movement's a big part of my game, so I've kind of learned how to move and make my reach longer than what it really is.
Nice.
Yeah, and I had always talking to Rick, and I know he has a lot of good heavyweights, a lot of like young up and coming heavyweights, like a Joshua Marsh and Curtis Blades and you. And I've always seen all you guys like training, and you seem like one of those guys that like I saw, and immediately I was just like, holy shit! Imagine standing across the octagon from this guy.
I
Big-
mean,
Like D1 wrestling, freakish reach, and then just some quick hands, like quick hands for a heavyweight. Now, I remember reading a little bit about you. You did track in high school, and you were a track star.
Yeah. I threw shot put and discus, and one reason I didn't really go super far with that is my senior year after wrestling season, I didn't need to be eligible anymore, and I had already passed everything I needed to graduate, so I was just kind of messing around. But yeah, so I wasn't really reliable enough for the team. I made varsity, but I didn't really do much, and but yeah, that was it. And I had a 4.840, so.
Oh yeah,
Damn.
that's what I was gonna ask. Were you running the 40? And how big were you that you were running a 4.840?
When I ran the fastest one I ran in high school was a 4.9. I was 3:05 at the time, and I ran it at the A&M camp the summer between my junior and senior year. And then when I was doing my NFL training, that was when I was walking around at about 3:15, and I did that one in 4.8 and some change. So.
damn.
What are you running a 40 in, Dennis?
Is 4 good? I don't know.
4 is really good, right?
Maybe 5. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm explosive. I'm not very top end speed. So I played a little football in my heyday, and I would get past a lot of people, and then I'd be breaking it down the sideline, and I get caught by the like fuck.
By Juan?
Yeah.
By that guy's like Juan.
So Juan, you did the Contender Series. You crushed some dudes. Now you're in the UFC.
Yeah, it's been a quick journey.
You've got 5 fights, pro fights,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
All finishes or
Yeah, all finishes. All amateur and pro fights have been finishes.
that's what I'm talking about. Get in there and get out. I like to tell people when I fight, I'm trying to get paid for like the most money per hour. So if I get in there for 1 minute and knock the guy out, all right, I made $100,000 in 1 minute. Like that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to get paid $100,000 for 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you're not fighting for $100,000. You're fighting for what, 8 and 8?
No, it's I'm on the intro contract, so it's 10 and 10, and then it increases each fight. a little
Okay.
bit.
Okay. I was on the Ultimate Fighter contract, so it took me 8 years to get to 15-50.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, maybe 7. And then I retired. But on the Ultimate Fighter contract, I was fighting for like 10 and 10 for 3 fights, and then like 12 and 12 for 3 fights. Like that shit sucked.
Yeah. Well, the sport's grown a lot in a short period of time. So
And then
I'm
where-
hoping those numbers
Yeah.
keep
And
going
then,
up. You know.
yeah. And then where do you live?
I live in Houston, Texas.
Right. It's a little cheaper there than it is here in New York.
Oh yeah, it's much cheaper. Even the food's
Hang
like
on.
a fraction of the cost.
I looked back at my career and stuff like that. The only reason why I was able to afford living on Long Island and fighting full time was because I was getting those bonuses. If I was just going off of my win bonus, I probably would have
Yeah.
scratched out.
Yeah. And you had Ultimate Fighter bonuses too. So you were bonuses from the jump.
Yeah, I was bonus happy, and then I got like I guess Wiser was like I don't. These bonuses, you gotta get your ass whooped a little bit, or the competition's getting tougher. It's hard to put these fools away.
Yeah, that's true. Well, hopefully I won't run into that problem.
Yeah, but
for a
you're
while.
man. Because the thing is that sometimes I watch these. I'm not saying you. I've never seen you fight, but I watch some of these heavyweights fight. I'm like, these guys don't even know how to throw a proper punch, but they're knocking a dude out because there's 280 pounds behind the punch.
Yeah.
Where my little ass is throwing like, shit, I hit like a 115-pound girl.
Well, that's what I was saying before. Like
You said that about me, Stan?
No, I was saying like if
fuck
me
you up.
or you had to fight Juan, we couldn't even hurt him. We'd probably be
I
punching
would.
him.
No, I would park bench him.
Yeah.
I would get behind him on all fours, and you push him over me.
I'd probably hit Juan in the face, and he'd be like, "What? You'd either fuck me up immediately, or be like,
Yeah.
why'd you do that? Did you
So-
just hit me? Did
Yeah.
you just hit me?"
So, Juan, here's where you've done a bunch of interviews, I'm sure, right?
Right.
Now, it's going to take a fucking weird twist. You've never been on Menace to the Man, and you're on Menace to the Man now. Like, are you single? What's going on right now?
I have a girlfriend.
How
we've been
many?
Dating, just one.
Okay.
So we've been dating about. She's older, so.
Have you
a lot
ever
of stuff that
had
I
multiple girlfriends? And they didn't have...
No, I'm not
Never?
really that type of guy. If I tell a chick like we're together, it's just us two. Now I have been like, promiscuous. With a
Okay,
bunch at
all right.
one time.
We're on the same page there because I've never had a girlfriend. I've never had like two girls. I'm like, hey, I'm your boyfriend. But I've had, I don't know, my tops was when I was in college and I had time. I guess I had 3 girls I was talking to. Right? That'd be the.
Oh man, that's rookie numbers, man.
Those are
You gotta
rookie.
pump
I
those
know.
You
up.
gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie
Well,
numbers.
hang on, dude. I wrestled Division 1 and like MySpace was happening. You couldn't have them like on your top 8. Because you couldn't get in trouble. And then I remember a girl being like, hey, like, I see you're messaging this girl's typing on your wall all the time. I'm like, this
thing sucks.
damn it.
Well, that's all
Oh,
social
see,
media.
yeah, when I was in college, I never added them on Facebook. But also at BMI,
Whoa. That's
Yeah.
how I got them is via Facebook.
No, Juan was a
No,
smart D1
well,
athlete.
at my college, though, it was a little different because if you got a girl pregnant at the time, like, you couldn't be at the
What?
school. So I was I didn't want anyone knowing who I was or any of that. But
Wow.
I was on a lot of posters for my school.
Okay.
and They used me in a lot of press stuff, and then the Southern Conference had me in a couple of videos too. So I mean, I don't want to brag, but it wasn't difficult.
All
when I was
right.
in
So
college.
3 rookie numbers. What's the veteran numbers?
I mean, right after in college, I would usually be talking to, and we would call them practice girls, right? So
Okay.
there's some that you just talk to get your game up,
Mm-hmm.
and then other ones that you're actually hooking up with. At the
Whoa.
same time. But-
I'm talking about.
On the roster. is what
Yeah, I mean, I talk to a lot of girls. I talk to a lot
No,
of men.
like the ones on the roster. On the roster, you always gotta have at least 5. And then once I graduated college and I had more time, when I was running nightclubs and stuff down
Oh, that's where you cleaned
was,
up, huh?
here. Yeah.
Man.
But
If
I don't want to get into that too much.
Hang on.
We already took you down a bad road.
I want to get into that. But anyways, that's one thing that, because I'd like to assume I'm a badass, but if I was much bigger, I would have been a bouncer, because I heard bouncers
Clean up.
clean up.
Yeah.
And every time I
That's
see a
true.
bouncer,
They
I'm
do.
like, how do you clean up? You look like a fucking douchebag in the corner, and you're mean mugging everybody, and you're not even drinking. How do you clean up?
You determine who gets in?
I mean, it's big dick energy. That's all it is to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
Now-
BDE.
Now I'm gonna ask you. I'm not as big as you. Do you think maybe that's why I had rookie numbers? Is because I'm only 5'7" on a warm day?
Yeah, that could have something to do with it. I mean,
hang
I'm
on.
6'5". I got a whole look about me.
Yeah, but six packed
that
out,
helps.
dude. Abs of steel, clean
Yeah.
cut. What do you think about that? I mean, you know what? You know what's crazy is my freshman year of college, me and all the other freshmen, we all bleached our hair blonde, right? It was probably the worst I've ever looked. I got more girls.
Oh, man, they were into that?
No. I think it was like, this guy looks like a douche.
It's the confidence, man.
But his confidence
Confidence.
is, I guess I forgot that I had bleach blonde hair.
I mean, he's got some abs for a heavyweight, Juan Adams.
Yeah.
So it looks like he was probably putting it together, holding it down in college.
No, yeah, he's got great. Well, I mean, the thing is to not be considered fat, your chest just has to be bigger than your stomach.
Yeah.
That's the move, right, Juan?
Yeah, I guess that's the move. I mean, for me, I just usually take pictures from, chest and traps up, and we'll be all right.
No. Well, we're looking at the pictures from your contender fight, and my co-host here has like a little bit of a chub.
No, come on.
Hang on, you don't like what you see?
No, you're the one who brought up abs, and I was.
Yeah, because I have them and you don't.
No, I used to have abs, but you were trying to
Okay.
say. Okay.
Points.
You were trying to say.
I have them.
You were
and
trying
you
to say
don't.
to Juan, like, oh, what's the difference between the guy who's tall and the guy who's short? But what if I'm short and I have abs? But yeah, he's like 6'5", so there's guys who are 6'5" and have abs too, Dennis.
Yeah, they're taking steroids. They're liars.
I don't know
Well,
about that.
They're drug abusers.
Juan Adams has passed every
My
drug test so far.
my manager has a quote, and I think it's amazing. Only drug addicts and teenagers have abs, or have a six-pack.
I remember Gregor Gillespie once told me a quote, and he said like something like, "The guy who has a six-pack just hates his life," or something like that. So like he just gets obsessed with working out, something like that.
Well, they're like guys with six-pack. There probably is a little insecurity in their life,
Yeah.
or they're using drugs.
Yes. Well, I would think maybe with proper diet, you could probably get there.
Yeah, or that's the other way, is you hate your life because your diet is so important and you want a fucking cheeseburger, but you're eating
obsessed.
lettuce.
You're obsessed.
So now you fucking hate.
But no homo over here, Juan Adams. I wasn't hitting on you.
Dude, what? Hang on. What's wrong with being a homo, Stan?
Nothing. I'm just saying I wasn't getting a chub or hitting on Juan Adams or anything like that, the way that you were trying to insinuate.
Dude, you should see his pants, dude.
Why? What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
I'm trying to have a look at that
Please.
thing. You got your pajamas on still.
No, I have a. Juan Adams would appreciate this Nike tracksuit.
What? It is. Hang on. All right. You know what? If you zippered it up.
Juan, Dennis always tries to talk about my clothes, like say because I dress for comfort, but I wear like nice tracksuits and like I wear nice.
This is his best track suit today.
No, I'll wear my best one on Thursday, Dennis.
Oh.
I'll show you what's up.
Dude, Valentine's Day passed.
Why would I? What are you talking about?
I mean, we spent Valentine's Day together. You didn't fucking dress up.
Juan. Dennis wants to talk weird shit. Dennis got dressed up on Valentine's Day for me. Came to the studio dressed up in red pants, his little shoes.
Maroon
Pants.
Red pants.
Maroon
That's
pants.
a bit strange, I did something special for my girl on Valentine's Day.
Hey, Juan.
What?
Don't listen to this freaking ninny, okay? After our podcast, I had a date.
Oh, that's what he's going with.
That's understandable.
And I don't know, come to work fucking, looking spiff.
All right, well, let's get back to Juan Adams, the Kraken. Where does that nickname come from?
Ooh, the Kraken.
It actually comes from couple things. One,
can I guess?
really
Can I
drink
guess?
a lot.
Can I guess?
Huh?
Oh, I think you just
Go
said it.
for it.
You love rum?
Yeah, I drink a lot of rum,
Yeah.
and Kraken is one of my favorites because it wasn't super expensive. And when I was in college, my roommate and I would go through about 2 handles a week.
Wow.
During
Yeah.
season?
No, after season, of course, after season. Now, like the wrestling team we had to sell programs at the football game, and I went back for a 5th year just to wrestle, and my permit it said that I didn't have to go to the games, but my coach said since I was team captain I had to, so I told him I was like, all right, well, if I have to go, I'm gonna drink, and so I would just get real twisted before the football games and go sell programs to everyone, take pictures and stuff, then go back to my room.
You were probably selling like an animal with a little buzz on, right? You're probably bringing heat.
Yeah, man, I was a champ out there. I didn't care, and then I got to leave at halftime. So halftime would go, I would go back to my room, finish the day, wake up Sunday, do all my homework for the week, and just chill.
Wow.
I
used to do my homework the morning that it was due.
I was a computer science major, so it didn't really work out. We had to devote some time to it.
Got you. Nah, I would be hitting up chicks like, yo, you got the homework? Because She's like, it took me like 7 hours. I'm like, yeah, but do you have it? Like, Dennis, class starts in an hour. You're going to need at least 2 hours. I'm like, let me just try my best.
All right, Juan. So another thing I'm seeing when I look you up, were you at the Performance Center for the WWE? Are you trying to get into pro wrestling as well?
No, after my third pro fight, they had contacted me beforehand and told me that they were interested. So, for me, it was a free trip out to Florida. I wanted to give it a go, and it's one of those things that when you're a little kid, you always do the moves. So, I just wanted to go see what it was all about, and it was a lot of fun. It was great, but if I had made the cut, I would have had to quit MMA, and I wasn't willing to do that. So, they didn't even extend the offer. But the guy that I roomed with made the cut, and one of the guys I wrestled in college is in the WWE, and they're both in NXT now, and they're doing pretty well. So it was a great experience. I got to meet a lot of really cool people, and the coolest part about it was, like, the chick that I was, like, talking to at the time was a huge WWE fan, and she was, like, doing some shady stuff. So I was like, yeah, I got opportunity you wanted to do and you couldn't. So
Loser.
I'm better than you.
Yeah.
It was a little,
Kick rocks.
Yeah, it was one of those things. But it was a lot of fun. It was great. And, I got to see a whole different side of it that you never do. And it gave me a newfound appreciation for what those guys go through. And it also, like, kind of reignited my love of watching it, the enjoyment that I get from observing it. It's a lot more now. So
yeah,
I took a lot away from that experience.
Do you know how many people I gave the Stone Cold Stunner to in 6th grade? Thousands.
Probably quite a few.
Thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands. I'm pretty sure I gave my mom the Stone Cold Stunner. And if I knew Stan, I fucking definitely would have gave his ass a Stone Cold Stunner. In his pajamas.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, Juan Adams, you got this fight coming up in May. Oh, you're fighting on Cinco de Mayo, actually, so that should be a good one.
No, May 4th. I'm fighting May 4th.
Yeah, what an idiot.
Cinco de Mayo is May 5th. I'm an idiot.
Cinco is 5 in Spanish.
I don't speak languages and I don't know geography. We've already been over this on this show. So
Damn.
The day before Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo Eve.
Cinco de Mayo Eve. So I was close enough. So Juan Adams, maybe we'll get you back on the show before the fight or after the fight. We definitely want to make you a regular on the show. We're big fans here at Medicine the Man.
Woo!
Oh yeah, thank you.
All right, so anybody you want to shout out or let our following know how they can find you?
Yeah, you can find me on social media. That's Twitter and Instagram at ChosenJuan285. And Facebook, my fan page is Juan the Kraken Adams. I got to give a huge shout out to my sponsors, Rhino Pro Truck Bed Liners. Nothing's tougher than a Rhino Truck Bed Liner.
I like that.
And then we've got FlemingAttorneys.com, Houston's premier personal injury attorneys. We've got Kinetic Sports Med, the Kinetic Chiropractor. He's great. Tyler Bowman out there. My strength and conditioning guru, coach, he works a lot of my movement, defensive stuff with striking. Dude just does it all. And that's the cheat meal, Ryan Casey Baker. Then my gyms, Paradigm Training Center has been there from day one, and the Fight Lab, they've been there with me since my second amateur fight, I think it is. So,
whoop, whoop.
So it's just been quite a journey, but huge thank you to all those guys and all my sponsors that have helped me on this path.
Awesome. Thank you again for joining us, Juan Adams.
I'm going to miss you, dude.
No problem, man.
I'm going to miss you.
Have a good one.
No, I'm going to miss you. You're not going to miss me back? All right.
I'll miss you too.
All right,
I'll miss
cool.
you too.
I don't want to push it next time, all right?
All right.
All right, thank you again, everybody. Be sure to check out Juan Adams. Thanks for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Peace.
Juan Adams, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. He waited an hour for us.
Hey, Stan, who just walked in the room?
Jessica Ruiz. How are you, Jessica?
I'm good. How are you?
She actually walked in like a half hour ago. We let her sit there.
Yeah, she did.
We were almost like mid-bro conversation, though, so we couldn't be like, wait a minute, there's a girl in the room. There's a girl in the room.
It's all right.
Nah, it was good.
We didn't say anything inappropriate, did we?
No, I have 2 older brothers. I'm good.
Yeah, so
I'm
you
around
know,
guys all the time, so don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
you know how it is.
Yeah.
So, where are you from?
I am from East New York, but now I live in Baldwin.
Where in East New York?
Right by Cypress Hills.
Okay.
That's where I grew up.
East New York. I've never heard of that. Like, what's?
It's what people call a section of.
Yeah, it's like Brooklyn. It's the border of Brooklyn and Queens.
Oh,
So-
I'm from upstate New York.
Oh,
So
shit.
to all you city folk, anything above Monroe Woodbury or
Yeah.
like is upstate.
Yeah.
So people are like, I'm going upstate. I'm like, dude, that's 45 minutes away. You're not what? In my head, upstate's like Buffalo, Rochester.
Oh yeah, your upstate is upstate is Socrates to us.
Hang
But
on,
your upstate-
that's upstate to me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But our upstate is just anything.
Right.
My upstate's anything off of Long Island.
Isn't there a
Exactly.
bridge that you cross and like now it's upstate?
The Thruway, I believe.
I have no idea. I've never been up.
Tappan Z.
The Tappan Zee, yeah. What is it's now changed, right? Mario Cuomo?
You've never left like the city?
No, I don't. You know what? I don't even know because when I'm in the car, I normally put on my headphones and I sleep. So I'm pretty sure I went camping somewhere.
You've been places. other
Yeah, I
than the city,
have.
but,
I
like,
just
you
don't. I just don't pay attention. I just put on my headphones and just zone out. That's what I do.
Wow, love that.
Yeah.
So we had prepared questions for you.
Right.
I was told they already got pre-screened to you.
Yeah.
Stan, ask her the questions.
I just went through it real quick. I just didn't even.
Hang on, did you really want? I would imagine Frank was like
I just.
small talk, like
Yeah,
what
we don't
questions?
really. We don't really
No.
We're not big on that. We usually like to just wing it.
I just had one of my coaches say, "Well, ask for questions." That's what I did. So.
Oh,
Is there anything in particular that you want us to ask?
No.
Oh, all right. We were just wondering. Maybe there was a specific
all
topic
right.
or
So
something
let's start. We're gonna do a pyramid scheme interview. Let's start at the very bottom of your structure. So you're born in East New York,
York.
which is
The border of Brooklyn and Queens.
okay. So I'm gonna call that, and our fans, the city.
Okay.
You know.
even though it's not.
Even though it's not, I know.
Well, I mean, to you
All right.
guys, it's not.
Well, I
but
went
like
to
somebody in
school-
Missouri would be like, "Oh, she's New York City." Like,
Yeah, but I went to the Queens school, so you could just say Queens.
all right, Queens,
Yeah.
stand up.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right, Queensbridge.
And then,
Yeah.
your ethnicity.
I am Mexican Bolivian.
Bolivian.
Yeah, and I was
That's
born
an-
here.
Now, in my head, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
You seem pretty tough. Were you brought up under a strict household? Like my dad hit me.
No, my
And I
dad.
thank him.
No, my dad was he wasn't like
You're
that.
also a girl. It's weird.
My dad was a hippie. No, my
Okay.
dad's like a hippie. No.
Okay.
My
He smoked
mother.
weed?
Excuse me.
You smoked weed?
Yeah, he smoked mushrooms, weed, all this stuff. Yeah. No, my dad was a hippie.
Hey,
but
Stan too.
my mom
I don't do
was
mushrooms, but-
my mom was strict, but I had 2 older brothers. They were strict with me.
So they were like a parenting figure
They
for
were.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they
They
got
were
in
strict.
some shit and they're like, I don't want my baby sis doing that.
No, they
Or
were just,
around this guy, or-
they were just controlling, and we used to fight and fist fight too as well. Like it was bad. Yeah. They were.
You ever win?
Listen, they used to throw me. No,
That's a
but
no.
you know
No, that
what?
was
But you
quick
know what?
then.
I still
Hey,
fought. Whatever.
I didn't expect.
No,
you.
they were bigger than me, but whatever.
But
Yeah.
okay. I mean, what about now?
I don't remember when was the last time.
No,
we
no,
fought.
no. Let's say they're outside the studio and
Oh.
like, all right, bro, let's knuckle up. I know a few things now,
No, they're too big.
but they don't know jujitsu.
Quick arm
No,
drag,
but
to the back.
I'm more of a boxer though. I'm not, I'm not gonna run and take you down. Like no, that's
Alright.
I have a strategy for that.
All right,
You know,
we'll get to that
Yeah,
later,
yeah.
right? So your brothers were kind of a little bit of your guiders growing up,
Yeah.
no? Or like,
My security.
okay. Oh, security.
Yeah.
All right.
Security.
What's the age difference?
Let me see. Oliver is, I think
Oliver.
4 years, 4 years, 3 years, 4 years. I have 2, so one of them is like 4 years older. The other one's 3 years older than me, I think.
Okay, so your brothers are Irish twins, and then you were born 3 years later,
Yeah.
4 years later. Okay.
I was the baby. Yeah.
Okay. In Queens, so one of my favorite things to ask
Yeah.
guests, street fights.
Oh God, a lot.
Really?
Oh, I got it. I got it expelled, suspended. I went from school. Yeah, no, I was.
I've never been expelled or was ever in ISS, which is in-school suspension. Never.
I've been expelled. I've had OSS. I've had ISS.
Okay.
You? You're in the same
I've
boat.
I've been expelled. Yeah, I've been suspended.
Wow. So
I've
let's. So were most of your fights in school or outside of school?
both.
Okay.
Both. Yeah.
All right. So one of my obviously we'd be here all night if we were talking about every
Right.
single one of the. What's the one that sounds the coolest or had the biggest setup to why we actually fought or?
I'm just going to make an assumption. I'm going to assume some of them were over men. No?
Yeah, but I used to fight with the guys too.
You used to fight.
I had
Wow.
no, I used to, no, because they would be disrespectful, so I had to.
So you would fight
Fight.
your boyfriends or fight
No, I didn't have
random
boyfriends.
men. You would fight men.
Yeah.
Just like classmates or
Yeah,
random people on the
classmates.
street.
No, classmates. Sometimes even clubs. I don't do clubs.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I don't do clubs.
Yeah,
Too short.
I have that conversation a lot. Clubs are very hard for women because men grope and men are very.
Yeah, I don't know
wow.
about now.
Clubs are fucked up.
I don't really go out to clubs, but when I was growing up, yeah, I mean, they would be. Yeah.
Oh, they're
like
still
they
not
would
there.
touch me, I'd turn around. Yeah.
Boom.
That was.
I tell you, so I'm gonna take a little step back. I grew up in my small town, right? I was crushing at the high school dances.
Yeah,
Everybody
what,
knew.
upstate?
Yeah. Everybody knew it was me, right?
Yeah.
And then they had these little teen nights still in Saugerties, my small town, where again everybody knew me. Maybe there's some couple girls from another town, whatever. And then I went to a teen night at a club, on a Thursday night or something like that, in Poughkeepsie. And I remember
Poughkeepsie's
going up to a
fucked
girl
up.
hey, you want to dance? And she was like, no. And I was like, what? I asked her, hey,
Yeah.
do you, and I guess, that's not the move in a club. You just start dancing, and I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yes and no.
Yes and no, right?
That's
Depends.
the stick club life.
Yeah.
The city club life is all right, I'm going to move on to the next when you play the numbers game. in the city club
Yeah,
life.
but the numbers game, you go to, all right, you start dancing near them, they either take you on or not. I didn't know this.
Yes.
So
and no.
I went and I got hey, excuse me, I'm kind of you want to dance? And she's like, nah. And her friend, I'm like,
Maybe your dance moves were
get-
trash.
what the?
I'm just saying.
No. I think it's the fact that I was like, hey, excuse me, would you like to dance?
You were too proper,
Yeah. She was like, nah.
Maybe.
maybe.
What?
If she was liking the exterior, I'm just saying maybe the dance moves weren't on point.
Bro, she wasn't taller than me. And when you get this,
She was a potty pocket.
Maybe she didn't know
hang
how
on,
to
I'm
rope.
talking teen night. I was fucking 16.
Maybe she didn't dance.
She was on the dance floor.
Dancing?
She was already dancing. And I was like, hey, do you want to dance? You and I? She was like, nope. Actually, she actually didn't say nope. It was just
Get the fuck away from me.
and I was like, I became it ruined me. Ruined me.
It didn't ruin you. Look at you today.
True. I overcame that shit.
Wait, just like the Kraken was just saying, just like Juan Adams was saying, where's that girl now?
Yeah, she's probably listening to the podcast.
And thinking, wow, I went wrong. I had Dennis that
Anyway,
night.
shit, I was going somewhere deep with this.
Yeah. No, you want to know if there's any fights that stood out.
No,
I used-
no. But
was it that?
I took a weird.
Weird term. Took high
Yeah.
school dances and
Yeah,
teen
sorry.
clubs.
It became about me, but you're here.
Yeah.
We were talking about.
No, but I want you to go back to fighting. Sorry.
Yeah.
Are you still fighting?
I'm
I
injured. I'm
saw you
rehabbing
I heard
right
you
now.
recently hurt your knee, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I hurt my knee. When was it? Last year? No. I hurt my knee. Last year. Last year in January.
Tell her when she hurt her knee.
Yeah. Tell me when I hurt my knee.
I don't know.
Because you were like, I hurt my knee, and you looked at him like, tell me when I hurt my knee.
Recently. Well, a long
Dude, I
time.
have the worst memory. No.
But you recently pulled out of a fight, right?
Yeah.
'Cause
No. I
because
didn't
of
pull out a
injury?
fight. No. I hurt my knee in January because I was fighting. I was training for a fight
Me too,
in
Frank.
February. and I was sparring with 2 girls at the same time. It was weird. Okay.
Wait, like
Yeah.
one over here and one over here
No,
type
no, no.
thing?
I'll tell you how it happened.
Or
so,
rotating, switching around?
They're
I,
rotating in on you.
No.
She just said 2 girls at the same time.
Yeah. Because it was like this. Ready?
Where are you training?
Yeah.
So I train at Alpha Omega. So I have a friend. Well, I wouldn't call her a friend, whatever. I fought her before and whatever. So I reached out to her, I'm like, yeah. And I was like, if you want to spar, whatever, a fight coming up, she's like, all right, cool. The night before, she texts me. She's like, listen, I'm not feeling well, my stomach, something. I'm not going to be able to spar with you, but I could possibly wrestle. I don't remember what happened, but anyways, I went in that morning. Yeah, and I remember she said she couldn't do anything. So I said, okay, cool. But I went in that morning because she said there was somebody else there that could spar with me. So I went in, and then she's like, listen, the girl wants to spar, but she just wants to do kickboxing, and I'm fighting MMA. So if you want, she's like, she'll do kickboxing, and I'll come in, and I'll try to take you down, like randomly. So I'm over here like, all right, whatever, let's do this. I fought both of them before. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever, let's do it. So this is what happened. All right, so.
We're fine with you saying names, too. We like calling people out.
Yeah, right. Brittany.
Yeah, Brittany. No one knows who Brittany is. Anyways.
So so I'm sparring with the one girl. I'm just doing kickboxing. So the first round, Brittany comes in tries to take me down, right? She couldn't take me down. I sprawled like 3 times. Like everything was fine. But I noticed that she just kept going. She kept going. So I'm thinking, I'm gonna sprawl and that's it. I'm gonna get back up. I'm gonna start, kickboxing and that's it. But she kept on going, and I didn't really know what was going
pride.
on. Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. But then all right, whatever. She didn't have any gloves on too. I had 16-ounce gloves. So second round comes, and she knew she couldn't really take me down. So she's a little taller than me. So she tries to hip toss me. So I'm sparring with the other girl. She comes in. She tries to hip toss me, and I'm like holding her like this on the side, like this.
Body lock?
Yeah, and I'm thinking she can't do it. So I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, we're gonna break. And she's being aggressive the whole time.
Right.
And I'm thinking, I'm like, yo, we're gonna break, whatever. So I'm like this, and she doesn't break. So she goes at it again aggressively, and then I'm like, fucking bitch, just boom, I went like this, so she didn't expect for that to happen. So her whole body weight just collapsed on my leg, on this leg, and just went, boom, yeah. So then I got a 3-tear ligament. Oh my god.
No, you're fine, but
Right. So I got a 3-tear ligament. I got a PCL, ACL, and MCL, partial tear, all partial tears.
So that whole knee's blown out.
Yeah. So I see 3 surgeons. 2 of them tell me, listen, you could just rehab it, whatever. One surgeon says, no, you need surgery. I don't like doing I don't mess with surgery.
Yeah.
So
Where'd you go to get looked at?
I went to one in Connecticut and 2 other places in Queens. I don't know the names.
You should have looked into going to the hospital for special surgery. They're the top place for orthopedic injuries and anything.
Yeah,
like
they
that.
did my hand.
They did my leg as well. They're crazy,
Yeah.
crazy good.
So
In the future, just a thought.
So then, what happened? All right, so then I just started rehabbing it for 9 months. Bellator called me to fight the same girl that I was gonna fight that I pulled out of. So I'm like, I really want to fight her or whatever. I said no, because I noticed that my knee was still unstable, even though I was rehabbing it.
Right.
I was training. It kind of buckled. It buckled on me 3 times.
Yikes.
And I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. They called me again. I spoke to my team. I really wanted to fight. I didn't fight in a while, so I was like, I was really itching to fight. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna take it. I said,
That's the
listen.
Bellator fight.
Bellator part, yeah. So the girl was an Olympic boxer. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna box her. I'm not gonna try to take her down. I'm just gonna stick and move. I'm a southpaw, so I throw my left a lot.
Right.
All right. So then But I knew that, like, going into the fight, I'm not 100%. My knee's messed up. I knew that, there's a big possibility that my knee was just going to go out. I did it anyways, and that's what happened. The first round, my knee went out.
Damn.
That was it.
Now,
But
coaching, so you're doing all of your own shit. Like, you don't have someone looking after your training, obviously. Do you?
I do.
Because for me, like, being a wrestler, unless we're like, yo, we're definitely a better wrestler than this guy, and we think we're better than him in the striking and jiu-jitsu, we're not taking that fight.
Right.
You know? Because, I mean, sometimes I get some a guy's a better striker than me, but, like, my wrestling, he can't wrestle himself out of a wet paper bag. I'm taking him down.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As your coach, I'm not, and, like, you're like the bang. Well, I mean, things definitely do change with MMA gloves.
Yeah.
And, like, obviously you want to be champion at some point in your life. Like, fuck, let's put you in with the deepest. Because I'm around some guys sometimes like, well, I don't think I'm ready. Like, okay. But you've been training for years.
Yeah, we had this conversation the
So
other day.
when do you become...
Sink or swim.
Yeah.
It's that type of sport that you kind of
You know,
need to...
when you're in the shit, you got to be able to figure it out. So I like that she told me, like, yeah, like, a lot of people think she's better than me, but I think different. And that's you can't teach that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But your knee was unfit. But you're young, right?
Oh, no, I'm not young.
What's not young? Can I know you're not supposed,
right.
I know you're not supposed to ask a girl
Listen,
their age.
nah, ask me anything, no.
All right, so with that being
I'm
said,
young,
how old are
but
you?
I'm not young in this sport. I'm 34.
Oh, yeah, you are not young. No, and you're old in the sport.
Yeah.
Well, you look young. You look younger.
Yeah, I thought you were younger
Thank
than me
you.
for sure.
No. I act young. I act like an
Wow.
18-year-old. I'm
All
old.
right. And you just kind of got into the sport, no? Like, I mean, how deep are we right now?
I would say like 3 years,
Okay.
and I took like a year off.
Now,
So
did you...
No, I mean, not like off. I took a year off from fighting, but I was
So
still
at
training.
30 or 31, you're like,
31,
you know
yeah,
what? I want to start beating bitches up.
I wanted to fight since I was a little girl. But I had strict, I grew up, they didn't want me to fight, they didn't want me to do anything, so.
Right.
that's-
So we totally, my co-host, he's got this tendency of doing this fucking guy, where I ask something, we're going somewhere, and he fucking throws in another question and takes us totally off topic.
Did I do that here?
Yeah, because I asked her your most memorable street fight, and you fucking jumped it, and I
No, I
still want to
didn't.
go there. She didn't fucking tell us about it.
What, did I interrupt it?
Yeah.
We'll watch back and see. I don't think I
Yeah,
did.
we're gonna watch back. And
I
I'll
think
fucking
you were
break...
talking about the,
No, we talked about my young club experiences, and
Yeah,
then I was
no.
like, go back to what we were talking about, and then Stan was like, well,
No.
All right.
You went, have you ever been in fights? Wait a minute. Let me talk about the teen. Connor went to a teen club.
that was hang on,
And I went,
hang on,
do you want to dance with me? And you danced up to some girl, and she was like, no, I'm good.
hang
got
on,
hurt.
dude. That was
You're
a
short, your dance moves suck. Get the fuck out of here.
fuck out of here,
That's just what I heard the girl say.
dude. No, you didn't. You weren't even there, you idiot. Okay, that's one. Two, you're an idiot.
I'm an idiot.
3, your best street fight story. Why did it happen? How'd it go? How'd it
I've
end?
been in so many street fights, I don't remember.
You don't have one.
No.
Throw us a
You
number.
know what it is?
What do you think, 100? 50?
What?
Man, I used to fight every single. I used to
Dennis,
fight every
Long
single
Island,
day.
Long Island and the city, Queens, so different than upstate. That's like what we were talking about. Wade, we're gonna have Wade and his the
Yeah, we're gonna
DFW, the DFW crew. Wade, his brothers, and his group of friends, fuck people up. You know what I mean?
Well, that's Long Island.
Listen, yeah, no, these
Yeah.
girls used to come at me with locks in their hands.
That's
like
Long
I had
Island. I
to,
don't fucking know.
I had to fight,
Yeah.
and they were
Okay.
big girls. They were big girls. So, all right,
Right,
so I
you're
used to.
talking about a lock right now.
Yeah.
Run with that.
Lock.
How long have you been in Baldwin?
I don't know.
A while or?
No, like 4 years.
Oh, so you didn't grow up in Baldwin.
But
She's
prior
talking about
to,
Queens.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm saying anyone I ever knew from Baldwin
but
was a fighter.
I moved out to Rockville Center in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
My parents sold their house and went to Rockville Center because it was bad.
Yeah.
where I was growing up. So.
Well, even on Long Island, you don't have to be in a bad neighborhood to get into a lot of street fights.
Yeah, I mean, like Baldwin, where I'm at, is a little.
If
sketchy.
you live in a bad neighborhood, you're
Yeah.
probably in a lot of street fights. But I wasn't in the worst neighborhood. I got into a lot of street fights growing up.
Yeah, but you're also a fucking dick.
No, not at all. I never got into a fight for my own shit. I got into a fight for other people's shit. You know what I mean? It's just the way Long Island is. There's so many people in a tight area, and everyone's fucking wound up. Queens and Brooklyn and out there, it gets even tighter.
It's a lot.
All right,
It's a lot.
so this girl has got a lock in her hand, and she does not like you. Why doesn't she like you?
Because I got nice hair.
Really? Hang on. No chance.
So,
People.
right?
Yo,
You know that too. Look, he's like,
look, she said. It
Dude,
happens,
I wasn't-
Dennis.
Stan, has a dude ever come up and socked you because you had good hair?
They've tried.
listen.
No chance. Something came out of your fucking mouth.
No, look, I was in, I was like,
Women are totally different.
yeah, women are different.
totally
Women are different, and I used to fight a lot of black girls.
That's an insult for a woman. Like me and you wouldn't be like, yo, Dennis, you and your fucking haircut, like, and then it got
Your
serious.
great hair.
If I turned to her and were like, you and that fucking rat's nest you call hair, she'd be like, yo, fuck this kid, and he just went somewhere serious,
They just didn't like me because I didn't give a fuck. That's why.
Now-
Think of how women are with their hair.
Was it?
Hair, it was guys, it was different things. I was a bitch too on top of that, yeah.
All right, so this specific. How many times have people come at you with a lock in their hand?
Probably like,
More than once?
yeah, more than once, yeah.
With a lock?
Yeah, with a lock. Because back then they used to throw the razor blades.
Yeah.
You didn't? You
No,
razor-
not in Long
How old
Island.
are you?
I'm 33.
Sorry, I'm
With the
upstate New
razor
York.
blades?
Sorry.
Listen, all right? I grew up
Where'd she grow up? Where'd you grow up?
in East New York.
Queens.
Like Queens.
That was the shit back then.
Listen,
bro.
I grew up where the Bloods and the Crips were.
Yeah. Razor
Okay?
blade.
Hang on, can we back up? Razor blade. All right, fuck. We needed to hit the lock thing.
What
Why?
about the lock?
All right. So all right.
She tries to come at me with a lock. She had a lock in her hand, and I saw that. And then as soon as like she tried to throw whatever, she was tall. I remember she was really tall, and she was big. And they were all bigger than me.
How
I
much
was
do you think she
small.
weighed?
Probably like 180.
Damn.
Yeah, she was big.
Big bitch.
So I was I stepped on the bench. And I just went on top of her. And I just grabbed her, and then that was like. Then,
Like you took her back from the bench?
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And you
I was
choked her
small.
out?
No,
So-
I would try to, but they, I was I was trying to ground and pound her, but I couldn't get her to the ground. I was hanging on her back, and I'm like, yeah,
So I'm assuming the fight got broken up before.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
Okay.
definitely, yeah.
Now you talked about razor blades in the mouth. What?
Yeah. Well, that was back then,
Chicks would be
Stuff
running
like
around
that.
with razor blades
Well,
hidden in their mouth.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's back.
All
that's
day?
back then. No. That's back then,
bro.
like in the
high
clubs.
school, bro. Guys used to do it.
Yeah,
all
guys
the time.
too.
Bro. I went to Grover Cleveland High School, bro. That's
Yo.
what guys.
Listen.
You don't know. He's gonna make a Socrates, bro.
Like the worst, it was like, what? What'd you say? You
Well,
grab
wait.
a stick.
The best is like, freestyle music.
Oh,
like
yeah.
George Lamont.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Frank got George Lamont to sing the national anthem at June 1st for the next New York Fight
Yeah,
Exchange.
yeah.
And he wrote in the chat, he wrote to Dennis, like, oh, Dennis doesn't know who George Lamont is. He's from the Sticks. He doesn't know who that is.
All right. Enough.
No, I'm just saying. Like,
Razor blades. All right. So tell me about this time that a girl fucking spit
No. I mean, I saw that happen before in a club, but
Oh.
it never happened to me. But I had this girl actually throw a bottle at me in a club.
Right.
Yeah, I had
Well,
a
no,
bottle
that was
about it,
like
yeah.
my brother would tell me like, yo, I had a problem with this dude. I fucking broke a
Yeah.
bottle.
I've never seen.
Wait, you never broke a bottle with somebody? Said?
No, because
No, I
I'm
never
not a
broke a
fucking
What the fuck?
pussy. I
Bro,
hit
look at
them with
this.
my
You see
hands.
this? I broke a bottle over somebody's head and punched him, and I cracked.
Yeah, I have
fucking
some scars
split
here,
my
too.
fucking.
Oh my God.
The
I
glass
never-
was sticking
yeah.
on his head after I punched him.
I've been hit with a bottle. I never hit anyone with a bottle.
I've been hit with a couple of bottles.
There's
too.
also a saying, and this goes out to my younger crew, like, there's a right place and right time. If you're in the wrong place at the wrong time
Yeah.
a lot, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You're get a new group of friends.
100%.
Well, here's
Or
the
hang
thing.
out with different crowds. Or hang out with different spots.
See, I never had friends growing up. I was more of a loner, but I was.
Lone wolf.
Yeah,
You're
because
an
girls didn't
introverted
like
person,
me.
yeah.
Guys were, they were assholes. So whatever. I was always alone, and whatever. I fought a lot.
Have you
That
ever?
was that.
We asked if you ever beat up your brothers. Have you ever beat up a man? Have you ever gotten to an actual
Yeah,
where the
I-
guy
I-
went, you know what? I'm
yeah.
gonna fight this girl back,
Yeah.
and you fucked him up. That's happened?
Yeah, it's happened.
Yeah, but he was a
I
lot.
know. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that though.
He was much
'cause
younger.
It's
Anyways.
Possible charges and whatnot.
yeah. I'm not gonna talk about that.
Everything on the show is.
Everything on the show is hypothetical.
Yeah,
and
but
satire.
it's I've done some reckless
on.
things. I've done
We
some
always-
reckless
we
things.
always-
Lie to me.
Yeah, we actually just read a script before we came in here. Now this is all of us rehearsing our lines. So go ahead.
I've done some things. It's I'm not too proud of, but
All
I've
right.
done some things.
So you've always wanted to fight.
Yeah.
You got over 100 street fights.
not over
No,
on
we
this fight.
didn't come up with a number. We
didn't
just
come up with a number, but
Well,
it was almost close to 50. Oh,
That's a
almost,
lot.
maybe,
That's a lot
maybe.
for a girl.
I'm close
Maybe.
to 5.
close to 5. Yeah, but you're
Really?
close to 30 professionally. So you
Well,
got
I'm getting that fucking dinero.
The best was one day I even said that to Dennis. I was like, bro, you're like a fucking 20-fight UFC veteran. He went, oh shit, I think I am. Like I am. Because then you count up the Ultimate Fighter too. Like
Yeah.
you have how many fights? 19, 18
Well, I
fights?
had 4 amateurs.
No, I'm saying in the UFC alone.
Hang on. Oh yeah, in the UFC alone, I had 17.
Because
I don't know.
those 3 or 4, the 3, and even the Jimmy Rivera fight aren't on your record.
Correct.
And then you had 3 wins in the house, right?
Yeah.
So that's 4 fights that aren't on your record.
Yeah.
So
But enough about me.
hey, we just got to let people know.
Young Jess is here. What's your
Go ahead.
what's your fight name?
How funny.
I think Young Jess should be it.
Young Jess.
So now,
I've been called Husky. I've had like different nicknames, like.
oh, I thought you were
different
gonna say
gents.
Husky, like someone called
Husky.
you
No,
Husky.
no. I can see.
Because I would go and train, and I would just go and I'm like
I'm
a
not
husky.
saying-
Like,
Oh,
like,
a husky
yeah.
dog. I thought husky, like
husky.
a 32
Bulldog,
husky
yeah.
in jeans.
Yeah.
No, you ever see you ever look a husky in the eye?
No.
I see it in there. Wow.
But
She
still
whispered it, but she said, "I am an animal."
I'm an animal.
Yeah,
That
I
should
like
be your
that.
name. Jessica the animal.
Now,
don't. These mics probably
well,
picked it
the
up.
thing is,
Quality mics
Yeah,
are
well,
yeah,
you
fuck
no,
it.
no, it picked up the whisper.
Yeah, I forgot you were here.
I'm the
And I saw
whisperer.
you.
Yeah. Now, but the husky doesn't. What's your last name again?
Ruiz.
It would have to be like the Bavarian husky or the what
The
was
Chihuahua.
what was it?
The Chihuahua
Yeah.
Husky.
Frank, that's why we were like this. We'll give him a mic. He's throwing out dumb things.
Where's that bottle? How much does Frank drink out of that bottle?
Ah, yikes.
Yeah, so all right, not too much,
Stop.
not too much. He's good still. He's still good.
Is that half a bottle?
No, it was empty when he got here.
Anyways, all right. I think by the end of the episode, we should have Husky Eye,
Husky eye?
Jessica, Husky Eye. We're on something there. Anyways,
Jessica the husky eye.
so
Ruiz.
you've been beating people up.
I've been beating people up. I just fought.
You've been
So you've
beaten
been
up by your
beating
brothers.
bitches up and a couple
beating
guys
bitches
since
up
the
and a couple
90s.
So at what point in your life are you like, you know what? I want to fucking fight.
All right.
You've always wanted to fight, but when did
I've
you make
always wanted to
the
fight. All right, here's the thing.
decision to actually act on it?
See, I grew up in a home. My family was always good. Like my brothers were in Catholic school. Like I wasn't even allowed to go to Catholic school because my record was so horrible that
Wow.
the Catholic school rejected me. That's how bad I was. But I wasn't really that bad. I just had to fight. That's it.
Yeah, just-
I wasn't bad.
Now-
Listen, I was never into playing hooky, drugs, nothing. I don't even smoke weed. I don't touch that.
You just said you
No,
did before.
no. I said my
No, her
father.
dad. Her dad.
Not me.
Oh.
I don't. No.
Oh, got
I
ya.
don't do anything. My max is 2 drinks and that's it.
Got
I
ya.
don't do anything. I'm all natural. I don't do anything.
Her dad gets down with the devil's lettuce.
My dad used to. Not anymore. My dad.
Oh, no
my
more?
dad-
You gave
No, my
up?
dad just drinks. That's it. That's it.
Should have stuck with
All
the
right,
weed.
hang on. Let her keep going.
All right, I'm sorry.
You get her. She gets off track quickly. We gotta
I
guide
have
her.
ADD.
We gotta
Yeah.
guide her.
All right.
Do you remember where we're going? Yeah, take a sip. No, I said take a sip, not spit it out.
You spit all over me.
All right, so
I forgot you were here.
you were in a, hang on. The more you speak, I feel like your brothers weren't like protecting you. They were like, "Yo, she is a wild cannon. We need to like make sure she doesn't fucking
Yeah.
hurt herself or anybody around us."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
All right, okay. So your brothers are smart men. They're like,
Yeah.
our sister is our sister, so we have to make sure.
You have to make sure. Yeah.
Okay. So go on. You were in a strict household.
Yeah. Strict. And then they just always wanted me to be, you know, very, very feminine, very girly, you know, just eat right, eat. I inhale my food. Like, I eat a lot, and I inhale my food. I'm just not, my mom always makes fun of me.
I don't care what any woman says. That's every woman.
What?
Most women inhale their food.
What girls do you date, Stan?
All girls inhale their food.
All girls?
Yes, they don't.
Not the ones I date.
All girls.
I always beat them. And then I go, you gonna finish that? Because
See, that's what I do. I'd be like, all right, you're not going to eat that, give me
I'd
that.
smack your hand. I would smack your hand so hard. And I'd flip the table. Anyways, so focus.
Yeah, so, all right.
You shut up. You focus.
Okay. So,
Strict. When
Right.
do you decide, like, all right, shit? Was it your life was out of order and you're like, man, I need some discipline? Or like you're like, you know what, I'm pissed
no,
off.
I
I'm
was
mad.
married. I was married with 4 kids. And I just didn't like to be at home. I just didn't like to be a housewife. I didn't like to be at home. With, you know, I just wanted to do.
You weren't working.
No, I was working.
Okay. Okay.
I just.
So you needed you time, and MMA was gonna be your you time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I've always worked out.
Right.
I was always training. I always worked out. I was a Zumba instructor for like 5 years. So I did like a lot of dancing. I'm really quick with my feet. I dance anything. And I'm very aggressive. So I've always wanted to fight since I was a little girl. But my family was never.
On the day that you decided to step
Oh,
into an MMA, like
That's
what?
right. Yeah, this is weird. See, there was. Yeah, so there was a point of like there was a time in where like I was searching for something. So I went to like like
Zumba,
churches.
obviously.
No,
Okay.
I know. I was done with
I'm kidding,
Zumba.
I'm
I was done with Zumba.
Okay.
So I went to like different churches to like I don't know. I needed to like
Find yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I was trying to find myself. So I went to different churches, whatever. I was like, okay, no, I'm not doing that.
Right.
And then I went to like and then I saw like an MMA school, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go inside. I'm just gonna ask them for classes for my son.
Okay.
All right, I just said that. So I went in and I was like, you know what, my son, whatever. Right. They're like, yeah, you know what, sure. Why don't you come by too? Why don't you work out? We have like we have a class if you want to try that too. And I was like, well, you know what, I've always wanted to, try. So I did. And then it was a class, and then after the class, like they were sparring. So I remember like the guy, he was my coach before I went to the other team. Mark was like, you know what, it's time to spar, whatever. If you want to spar, you could spar. I was like, hell yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm going to spar, whatever.
I woke up today praying, literally praying to spar.
Yeah. So then I went and I just started sparring, whatever. And I just like, I just was sparring. And then after we were done, he pulls me over to the side. He goes, who trained you? I'm like, no one trained me. I just always, like, I don't know. Like, I
Yeah.
just like fighting.
I stayed correct.
Yeah. And he's like, if you want to fight or anything like that, because, you could fight if you want. Like, I'll train you and this, that, whatever. And I told him, I was like, you know what, I've always wanted to fight, but, I have all these kids. I'm married. Like, I'm supposed to be like, I'm supposed to be a
Mary
wife and
Poppins,
everything. You know what I
right.
mean? I'm like, I don't know if I should do that, And he's like, if you ever want to train, just come by, whatever. So I was like, you know what? I was like, yeah, I'm going to go.
Now, is he
whatever.
putting on the table that this training would be free? Because I know, like, when I see talents, like, yo, you don't got to pay me anything. I see something in you, and I'm down to invest in that. Is that the case with this coach? Or he's like,
Yeah, no,
hey,
it
I want you to
was-
fight, but I want you to pay me too.
No, it was at the beginning, but then like I bring in like my kids, whatever, and then like and then after I started paying. But it was like for me, like he did give me like months of passes, and then after like I was like, you know what, like I thought he was also giving me extra classes.
You didn't want to owe anybody anything
Yeah,
either.
yeah. And then like, so I paid, and I paid for like 2 other kids.
And where's
whatever,
your
and he
husband
was-
with this? Like, go get him, babe.
He didn't want me. I had to stop right there. I'm like, no, he didn't want me. He never wanted me to fight. And no one wanted me to fight.
Yeah, I mean, hang on. I mean, my father didn't want me to fight. Like, my mom was like, okay, yeah, whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
My
like-
dad's like, hey, son, there's always going to be someone out there bigger and better. You're like,
Right.
yo, fuck yourself. That's why you have a small shop. You're not commercial, Pop. You're not commercial, Pop.
Oh no. Next time maybe ABC was gonna fuck you up.
I'm still afraid of my father, but
Yeah, Yeah, no, my husband didn't want me to fight. He was like, "No, you're gonna be with all these men, whatever. I don't feel
Ooh, I
comfortable."
could see
yeah,
that.
of
I could
course,
see that.
of course. But I was like, "No, I'm doing what I want to do, whatever. Like I'm
Right.
gonna fight, and that's it. Like you know, I'm aggressive. I need to fight." So
So
I
it's
went
either I'm
in
hitting
and-
other people and maybe getting paid for it, or you're gonna catch it, hon. Like you know, and you know you don't want his hands, right? Is that how?
So how are you on time? Are we keeping you from anything here?
No.
You're gonna stay in studio for the rest of the show?
Yeah, I'm good.
I feel like we're leaving Ellenberger and Mac Grice again.
Well, no, we have still an hour.
And we have Jay Leon Love we wanted to try to get on as well. So let's just make Jessica our third host for the rest of the show.
So if you have any questions on anything that these guys are saying, like,
Who should we go
Good.
for first, Grice
let me
or
try.
Ellenberger?
Let me try.
Let's go
Jake.
Grice. I think Grice.
Well, I think Grice is gonna be a minute. I
Oh.
think Jake's giving us like.
We got to make sure we get Grice on.
We're getting
He's
Mac
a huge
Grice
fan of
on
the
the
show.
show.
All right, just making sure. He's
No,
a huge fan.
no, because Jake's like putting it like he's only gonna give us like 15
All right,
minutes.
all right.
Yeah.
You familiar with Jake Ellenberger? Do you even watch the fights?
Nah, she's not.
I do watch the fights.
He's got a lot of UFC
I
fights.
think I'm gonna remember everybody's name.
He was probably
The Juggernaut.
he was top 10 for
Yeah.
his whole career,
Yeah.
pretty much.
You know, I watch the female fighters more.
So you started watching fighting when female fighters came on the scene.
Watch more boxing.
Here's what's gonna happen. Jake's not gonna answer.
We're gonna call Matt, and then Jake's gonna.
I'm gonna
in.
call Matt Grice, and when I call Matt Grice, you're gonna answer the call, and I'm gonna take I'm gonna hit the urination station.
Or you
Okay.
could just go take a piss. We'll
Yeah.
talk to Jessica a little more, and then
Okay.
when you come back, we'll talk to Matt Grice.
Your call has
What
been
message
forwarded
should we
to an
leave 'em?
automated voice
Oh,
messaging
we love
system.
leaving people messages.
6 4 1 2
Oh, shit.
8
Is that
is
bad?
not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, Jake.
Mm.
Oh, this isn't Jake Ellenberger's number. All right.
Who'd you call your brother?
Yep. All right.
Mm.
I guess we'll try. I thought Jay Bermuda's Jake Ellenberger. I thought I had the right person. All right, we'll call him later.
Try Ellenberger. Oh shit.
He just said 1 minute. All right, I'm gonna take a piss.
Who said 1 minute? Jake.
Yeah, I called the wrong
Jay?
number. Yeah. I at the urination station.
Oh my
Talk
god.
to Jess.
Oh man.
He's an idiot for not having his fucking.
What do you need? Tell them in that waiting room, Dennis, to shut up before you leg kick someone. Hopefully he does it that way. So, Jessica, Menace and the Man episode, is it 16? 16. With the lovely Jessica Ruiz. So now are you in rehab mode? You're trying to get your shit
in rehab. Yeah.
fixed to fight again?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, that was part of, like, with Dennis, where Dennis was in his career. It's hard, and even that's where I am. I lost my last fight. It's tough to go out on a loss. It kind of, like, eats you up a little bit, right? Especially when you fought.
It did at the beginning, but I'm very, I don't know, like I was like, I just ready for the surgery. I just want to get back into
Do you have the
things.
surgery planned?
No, I had it already.
Oh, you had it
I
already,
am
yeah.
12 weeks post-surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I still, I do my training. I don't train MMA, but I do weightlifting and my rehab and stuff like that. So it's not like I didn't, I
Are
didn't
you able
stop.
to do the lateral movements and box
Not
and
yet.
strike
Next
yet? Not
month.
yet?
Next month. I am starting to hit pads now, but I'm being very careful with it still because I'm not doing the lateral.
So I
movements.
didn't have a fighting career, if you will, but I grew up training. And I've always trained with people and helped them get ready for fights. So I was helping people get ready for fights in 2017. John Gotti, actually. You're from New York, so I'm sure you've heard the name. And we were going live, and I snapped him down into a front headlock. He came up into a body lock, and he tried to, like, hula hoop me. Like, instead of going for a body lock and using his head to take me over, he just hula hooped me and threw me. And my leg got caught underneath both of us, so I snapped my leg in half. Like,
So was it like?
it's called a pylon fracture.
Oh.
2 plates, 17 screws. Oh, yeah. Like, when Anderson Silva broke his leg and his leg was flapping, I went, oh, that's got to be worse than mine. My doctor was like, no, he was lucky. Anderson Silva was luckier than you. And then I showed him Corey Hill breaking his leg, and he was like, nope, that guy was probably luckier too. And then he said the only way that they were unlucky is if when they planted their nub, they stepped on it and the bone wound up protruding into the. They were like, and he said it became an open wound. He's like, that's the only way it would have been worse.
Wow.
Yeah. Fucked up.
Yeah.
But injuries. I know him. Dennis knows him too. You see the cast on his hand.
Fucking jacked, dude.
You got to come back. We were talking about how Jessica's on the comeback now. Oh shit. Dennis knocking over beer bottles.
Yeah.
Can't take Stan anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Jake never.
So I don't know. That's definitely a funny moment that just happened. So before you went, who do we got? What happened with what's his name? Matt
said-
Grice.
Well, Matt is. I'm gonna tell Matt that we're gonna call him in 15 minutes. I'm gonna say 20. Give us a little.
Let's see what Jay Leon Love is up to as well. Did you ever try your other friend as well? While you're having your little moment of silence, why don't you text Dana as well?
Fine.
And we'll talk a little bit more with Jessica. So now, rehabbing, what's the timeline? When are they're saying a month before you can move back? Is it like, with that type of injury, is it almost like an open-ended?
Well,
doctor's probably...
my doctor told me that by the summer I would be able to train. Well, by
So your
May, June, the surgeon said, you should be cleared to train.
Your doctor's on board with the comeback and fighting.
Yeah.
If you're serious about your fight game, you come to Long Island and we'll do some sessions. Seriously.
Nice.
Yeah, Dennis is getting more into the coaching.
Hi.
Dennis.
Jake
How you doing,
Ellenberger.
buddy?
Jake Ellenberger, welcome back to Menace and the Man.
What's happening, guys?
Jake, what's your son doing?
Dude, it's been the craziest couple of weeks here. My kids have been sick and they're getting over it and acting. It's been insanity. But sorry
Did
about
you get
that.
sick?
Dude, so it's I like at the tail end I did. I was good, I'm like, oh, I'm fine. Of course, he's been sick for a week or 10 days, and then right at the end there I get sick for a couple days, but I'm better now. So
Good.
everything's looking up here. I'm not.
When I'm in full-fledged fight camp, when I was in full-fledged fight camps and my kids would get sick, I wouldn't get anything. Because I'm eating so clean, I'm drinking so much water, I'm sweating so much. I would never get even a hint, But if I wasn't in fight camp, I might get a little bit of a sore throat or some phlegminess.
Yeah.
Jake.
Shit, okay.
Jake, you drinking beers over there? Oh, yeah. Dude, what's going on, Jake?
Did we lose him?
Jake. Jake the Snake. He's still...
Yeah, he's still there. I hear his background noise.
Do I call him
All
right
good,
back?
brother. Thank you.
Oh.
Sorry, guys.
What are you, at a
I
drive-thru?
swear to God, I'm not doing it again. No.
What are you doing?
Nothing. I have my neighbor's. He's moving. Well, he just graduated on the sheriff's department, and he's wanted to give me something. So he's
What'd he give you?
it's a coin.
Oh, sick.
Like the military coins.
Now, does the
But-
coin hold any weight if you get pulled over?
Maybe I don't know. I've never
Hey,
used it.
only one way to find out. I suggest
You're right.
after this interview, you do a $110 on the busiest highway. Get pulled over and say, hey,
I just got this coin.
just got this coin. Does this do anything for me? If he says no, say, hey, do you watch MMA? You watch UFC? And if he says no, then you got to pay the fine.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta.
I've gotten a ticket one time for speeding, and he was already bringing me the ticket, and I was like, "You watch UFC?" He was like, "No," and I was like, I just swallowed. I was like, "All right, I'm gonna pay this ticket."
Yeah. You're like, we're gonna pay. All right.
Yeah, you're an ass. Why don't you watch UFC? You loser.
Yeah. I've had a couple where they'll get my ID and then look at Ellenberger. That sounds familiar. And I'm kind of like, I don't know. Do you watch fights? Maybe that's where yeah. And then like, you know, you kind of shoot the shit. And
Ah.
I've done a couple of those have worked, but it's kind of like, if you're
Well, when I get pulled over here on Long Island, especially if I'm in Lindenhurst, I name drop Ryan LaFleur, who's like a big. He's born and raised in Lindenhurst here on Long Island, and he he's still around here. He's in the UFC. He was in the UFC. So when I get pulled over, I'm like, yeah, I trained with Ryan. Like, oh, you know Ryan? Like, yeah.
Yeah, LaFleur's name goes
All right,
far.
get out of here. Thanks.
dang, that works.
Yeah. So we had you on a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, our sound tech Joe is a teacher. He took the week to go on vacation, so we couldn't record last week.
Okay.
And
Vacation where? Where'd we go?
where'd we go, Joe?
Norway.
Norway.
Oslo, Norway.
That sounds awesome.
It
Man,
was great.
when I think about going on vacation, I want to go somewhere where it's hot. I'm on a beach. I'm like, hey, ese, una cerveza, por favor, all day. That's what I think about vacation. And then these people are like, yeah, I went to Europe. I'm like, I don't think of these things. I don't think about going to Iceland and fucking. But I see pictures. I'm like, man, I want to go there.
Yeah.
But then it's like, hey, what do you want to spend your money on?
And there's only so many beaches you can go to before you're like, all right, I want to go to the mountain. Or
I don't
go-
get tired.
I disagree.
No?
I don't get tired of, hey, amigo, una cerveza, por favor. I can say that for the rest of my life.
That's the only Spanish that you can speak. The only-
Yeah.
Cuando es baño?
Donde?
Yeah.
Donde? Yeah, I said how many, right? Idiot.
Where's the coolest place you've gotten to visit while fighting?
Well, I know you did a few OSU tours, right, for the troops.
Yeah.
Now, so I've done 2 of them. One was in Italy and Spain and Romania. That was fucking
Okay.
so dope because those aren't places that I'm like, hey, this is where I want to go vacation. Because I mean, when I think of vacation, I think like Mexico, Puerto Rico. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went there. I'm like, man, these places are very, very, very cool. I mean, the women are
Interesting.
very beautiful. There's a lot of history. The food is amazing, and it's so different, you know. And
if you're into that kind of thing.
which, yeah, I guess I'm into it. I guess I was there and I'm like, this is really cool.
Good,
I'd like to
beautiful women,
come
good
back
food.
again.
What? Yeah, if you're into that.
Yeah, I said 3 things that I think most people that are humans are into. Yeah. And then the second tour was in like Iraq and Afghanistan, which I really you've done one of those over there, right?
Oh yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah. So I've. Where did you go exactly? Do you know? Do you remember?
They're all like
Was it?
USADA or right?
So if you went to Iraq, you probably went to Erbil, maybe in northern Iraq, or Baghdad, anywhere around there, like Al-Assad.
Al-Assad,
there's a
yes, I went to
few-
Al-Assad.
Okay, I've been there a couple times. And it just depends on the time, because I went to Afghanistan. It was probably about 5 years ago, and we were in some crazy scenarios, because just depending on what base you're visiting and the threats and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And,
Now, did you travel
'cause-
from base to base during the night so you were less visible to get shot at?
yeah, we've done both, but yeah, most of the night travel was for the most part, yeah.
Dude, I felt like I was in a movie doing these things. Like you're getting out of a helicopter. It's like it's at night. You know, you're running from
Yeah.
spot. And then I think it was Al-Assad. They're like, yeah, there was like somebody 2 weeks ago tried to rush our base with a bombed car. I was like, what? Like, yeah, 2 weeks ago. I'm like, why would you have us come? But then I felt really bad. I was like, have them come. I'll be ready. I was
Yeah.
I was doing face
Well-
paint the whole time I was there. I was wearing my flak
No.
jacket inside like the cafeteria, and the troops look at me like, dude, what is wrong with this
What
guy?
are you doing? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, and that's the problem too. Is the threats constantly changing? Because we had a guy when I was I think we were in Camp Phoenix in Afghanistan, and there was a guy who tried to drive. Basically, drive onto base, and every checkpoint he was getting stopped. It was like no. He pedaled down, and before they lit him up, he exploded him. He had a truck full of explosives, and I was like jogging on the I was jogging on the edge of the
While
base.
you were there, this happened?
While I was there.
That's
no joke.
amazing.
He blows. So he doesn't, he doesn't get in, on the base, obviously. but
Right.
He blows himself up near a bunch of civilians, and they would, I never found out how many died, but he killed himself, and it makes this giant explosion, and of course, people. I'm kind of going on a jog, and I see this, and I'm like, well, that's not good. Let's go the other way, and all the security team goes that way, and because we had personal security teams there and stuff, but it was chaos for a few minutes there.
Wow. So you're on these bases, right? And you see these concrete slabs covered by sandbags, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere. And so
Right.
I'm there for like a day and a half, and I'm like, hey, what are those? To like our guide from the military, she's like, oh, if there's like, an emergency warning, like you're supposed to go run under those. I'm like, well, shouldn't you have told me that when I fucking landed? If I didn't ask what is that and this happened, I would be fucked. No?
Yeah. you should have been told or briefed that as soon as you landed there.
Did they tell you that?
Yeah. Well, it all depends where you go and like who you're with, because depending on. Yeah, as far as like the command, they're supposed to tell you that
Hang on.
day one.
So where I landed, the one base I landed, they're like, yeah, there's a war going on 2 miles that direction. I was like, what?
2 miles. I can run that in like 16 minutes. What the fuck?
Yeah,
that's
there's
not
a
far.
war.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're
Yeah.
like, over 2 miles that way, it's bad. I was like, all right. So
Yeah.
I feel like Gray Maynard was a little bit like, well, no, not Gray Maynard. Diego Sanchez was like,
Yeah.
what? And I was like, yeah, good. I'm ready. So one thing that made the trip fun for me is I asked every troop that I saw that had a gun, can I shoot your gun? Knowing that the answer was no.
Yeah.
That was fun for me.
Yeah, that is funny.
And then I would be like,
We
who,
had
who do I got to talk to then?
Well, hypothetically,
Right.
they eventually didn't, or satire, whatever the word, they didn't eventually let you.
Oh, yeah, I found
Yeah,
the right
eventually.
guy.
Yeah,
I
you
found the right
guy.
people, and I shot a gun in a
Shot some
house.
stuff.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we had a couple of interesting situations like that. One, we were.
Who were you with on your trip?
So I've done 4, but the first one I went on, I was with the guys from MMA Junkie, George and Goes.
Okay.
Amir, Sadala. Who else was on that trip? Stitch came.
Nice.
Myself.
Were you on the one with Ally Quinta?
No.
You were on one with Henderson, right?
Benson or Dan?
Which
Dan.
Henderson? No, actually, I wasn't. Now when I was in.
All right, never mind. I'll listen to you then. Go ahead.
So anyway, yeah, this last about a year and a half ago, we went to Iraq. We stayed most of the time in Erbil, and it was kind of during the last. Let's see, it was June, so it was a year ago this last June, and President Trump had just been elected. We had Senator Secretary Mattis, in charge, and he was
Yeah.
super aggressive and like Mosul. So basically, we went to a bunch of these support bases right outside of Mosul, and they were like insanely busy. It was like shit was going off every hour. Stuff was going, and it was literally they were setting up the Apaches. I mean, they were anywhere they could get confirmation of like for more than one confirmation of ISIS. They were destroying buildings.
Yeah, I like that.
Just full court press. But yeah, that was kind of a crazy insight. We were actually in Mosul when they were on basically the outside pushing the last part of ISIS out. It was nuts.
And you're there just trying to make troops happy. So taking it a little, we're gonna backtrack a little bit. Me and you, we spent some time as reality TV stars. But backtracking and watching it, they gave Jake Ellenberger no TV time.
Yeah.
What?
Well, yeah,
Jake was on
the
your
show
season?
wasn't about me.
So I was on Team Mayhem with my manager, Dr. Parsons, who became my manager, and Jake probably spent, would you say, 3 weeks with us, at least,
As
right?
a coach.
No, just I
Yeah.
mean, he came in just to work out, and he was coaching us and the whole nine, but he got no TV time.
Yeah, so I originally came in like having known Mayhem and Ryan Parsons really well.
Yeah, back up a little bit.
Came
Like,
in.
what got you? So I'm assuming Doc was like, "Hey, Jake, you should come out and," because you were a hammer at the time in the UFC. Not that you haven't always been a hammer, but like you were really on your
Right,
rise.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, and same thing. Ryan, he was like, "Hey, yeah, come in if you want to come get a couple workouts, that kind of thing." And I was like, "Dude, this is awesome," and everyone's cool. I'm just gonna hang out for a bit, and it was like it turned into like, "Hey, help this guy. Let's do a little, for sure." Like, so me giving my time was like that trade off. I was like, "Dude, I'm in. This is awesome."
Yeah, because I tell you what, being a competitor on the show and watching you fight and stuff like that, like being able to work out with you and you just look me in the eyes and be like, "Yo, man, like you're on to something." It was like very, very inspiring for me to like, man, Jake Ellenberger said that like I'm a badass. And like me and Jake actually got in a few scrambles where I'm like, is he going his hardest or like am I doing really good? Like, and I was questioning is he just being a good training partner or like am I really on his leg that deep and I'm finishing good,
Yeah.
What's the answer, Jake?
Well, yeah, I was going to say, what's the answer, Jake? Were you going easy on Dennis?
No, I don't. I don't remember which exactly time you're talking about. But
Well, no,
I
I
don't,
just in the house. I remember just doing a couple of wrestling sessions with you. We're like, all right, let's just drill some takedowns, and then we got into like a little bit of live, and I was like, I'm on Jake Ellenberger's leg hard, and like I know he's.
Yeah, you're fast though. You're quick, man.
Yeah, but like
you're fast.
you're
fast,
very
dude.
big and very strong. But like when you came in the house, how much were you weighing? Because I don't think you were crazy. You were fighting at 170. You've always fought at 170. What were
Yeah.
you weighing when you were coming and working out with us at the time? Do you know? Do you recall? It's 2011. I'm asking you.
Yeah.
If you asked me what I weighed in 2011, I'd be like, well, I
Dang.
was on the UFC show, so I probably weighed
Probably
160.
not much different than you weigh now. Both of you guys.
Yeah.
No, I kept my weight was a lot lower. I mean, not a lot, but
Yeah. For sure. And just over.
would you say
Genetics.
180, 190? Probably towards
Yeah,
90.
it was probably 185, 190 at the most. But yeah, because I used to stay like even walking around just every day doing whatever I'm doing, like 190 was the highest. And yeah, and when I training it'd be like 184,
Right.
185. But yeah, I'm guessing it was probably right around 185. Yeah.
So you've always kept your weight relatively low.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, not me.
Until I got a little older, little things.
Jess, what's the highest your weight ever gets up
Metabolism.
to? What's your weight class again? You fight at one.
I fight at 115.
Oh my
115.
God! You already went over. You don't ask a girl her weight or her age.
Yeah, I
You
asked.
asked both.
So we have a guest on
115.
here, Jess,
Hi.
and I've asked her
Wait,
age already. Now her
Who's there?
weight.
Yeah,
Just-
you didn't tell me this.
Yes, we have a
Yeah,
female
sorry.
fighter, Jessica Ruiz, a local female fighter from Long Island.
Oh,
She's
okay.
fought in Bellator before. Very lovely woman.
I fight at 115. I walk around around 118.
No,
Yeah, I don't cut. I don't.
I
Really cut.
hate you.
There's no weight to cut. So,
No, I
and
just don't eat the night before. That's. I'm good.
When I
That's
first
great.
when I first started fighting, that's what it was. Like I'll skip a meal and I'm good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Skip dinner. We're good.
Damn. No.
That's awesome.
So, retired life. We touched on it a little bit on our last talk with you.
Mm-hmm.
What's the moves? What's the company you're working with? What is there the itch? What's going on?
Yeah, man. There's a lot going on. It's great. Like it's funny. I'm so much busier than I was when I was fighting. When you're fighting,
Yeah.
training's structure 2 days. You train twice a day. It's
Right.
pretty simple. But Yeah, I mean, I'm doing like I have I have an ISO, like an independent sales organization, so I'm doing business like with that on the side, as well as like, you know how it is with kids,
Yep.
dad life,
Yeah.
busy, so it's
Yeah.
like never. But yeah, I'm still I still train, I still get in there. I'm not training as much as I'd like to be, or but
Which
yeah,
is
man,
crazy because when you were
love
actually
it.
training to fight, you're like, I trained too much. I fucking. Or maybe not you, but me. I'm like, I just want to fucking shoot myself a little bit, you know?
Yeah,
Oh, did we lose Jake there?
Hello?
Hello?
Jake.
Hello?
Jake? Jake the Snake.
Jake,
the
did we lose?
extra work.
Oh, we got him back.
Yeah,
we got him back.
I know we lost you for a second.
Oh, really? Where did we leave off?
I think when you started talking.
Yeah.
Okay, I was saying, it's those extra workouts, when you're training and you're getting ready for a fight. It's like you get a little. Everyone gets a little burnt out. But,
Yeah.
you're not excited to go do those extra runs. And those extra workouts. But
Right.
It's like now that when you have nothing coming up, you're like you want. It's like
When it's your own free will.
Yeah.
Well, now both of you
Exactly.
guys fighting at the highest level. Do you ever feel? How many times did you guys feel like you went into a fight almost overtrained?
Dude, more times than not.
Because I feel like fighting's a test. It's like
Yeah.
you're studying for a test, and it's like, dude, I'm going to stay up as late as I can and try to just cram in as much as possible. So for physical activity, you're probably just pushing your body every day to like, oh my god, I'm a slug. Like I'm fucked.
I don't know, because when I was younger would be when I maybe overtrained, but my body could handle it. And as I got older, I definitely started pulling back sooner and doing less during fight week,
But-
when I fought Rick Glenn, I remember Ryan Flair being like, bro, I've never been in a corner of somebody who didn't do anything all of fight week. I'm like, yeah, I'll be ready.
Well, you didn't do anything all the fight week.
Nothing. He asked if I want to hit mitts. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll just
Nothing.
I'll just run and fucking.
And what was it? You were
Just cut
overtrained
weight.
at that point?
No,
or-
I just didn't feel like. I wanted to miss fighting, and when you miss fighting, you show up fight night missing fighting, you fucking fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know?
You were a little too complacent
good point.
almost.
What's up?
You were a little too complacent almost. Like you were almost like you lost your edge. Eye of the tiger, if you will. Like you lost that hunger.
I think you're missing what I'm saying.
No, I hear exactly
Oh.
what you're saying. You were trying to get that fire. You know what
yes,
I mean?
yes. I was trying to get
Instead
that
of
fire.
going
like,
through the motions and hitting the mitts, you were
Right.
like, let me let it build
Right.
up a little bit.
Let me get a little backed up.
Yeah.
That's what I tell my
That's a
lady.
good-
If I have an action a little bit, I'm like, I'm a little backed up right now. All right. So some of these things I may be saying.
It might be a
No,
little
but that's a good point though, because I talk to a lot of these younger guys that I help out too. I talk to them a lot about that, and it's one of those things like you can't make it as like it's a job where you're just gonna
Right.
I'm gonna come to train today and I'm just gonna punch in and clock out when I leave. It's
Right.
like no, it's one of those few sports that you really have to be excited and just be driven
Yeah.
to do, because I think that's a good point that you were saying, like you don't do anything on fight week. Hey, whatever gets you to just fight, you know what I mean? It's
Right.
like if you need to take a week off,
Yeah.
take a week, do what you got to do, but like especially when you get like even for me, I know it was like I was getting back to I take a week off between fights and then back to training, back to the next
Yeah,
fight.
you don't
like,
miss it.
And it turns into a job where it's kind of like, you know what I mean? People would love to compare me to like the first few years in the UFC when I was just running over guys, and it's like, yeah, but you got to understand there's so many factors that go into that. Like when you're doing it for so long and you don't take a big break, like I should have taken breaks like probably a little more than I did, but as far as from training, but you gotta stay on top of them. You gotta be hungry. You gotta be on fire. If it turns into a job, it's like, dude, we gotta take a break.
So I'm trying to get Dana White on the show, right? And I hit him up like,
Yeah.
"Are you free?" He said, "I'm in PT. I just had rotary cuff surgery." What do I reply to that?
That's like a
Oh, shit.
So are you free or
what do I say to him right now? Like, damn, or like, what happened? Or sorry, hang on. He just texted me this. I'm trying to, and I know you know him, and we'll get in that story in a second. What's the response to that? Get better, or I'll call you in 5, or
like
Like,
damn
damn,
boss, damn boss, hope you
yeah.
heal up quick. Do you think you can make the show tonight?
Yeah.
If not
look-
tonight,
you look fast.
then Thursday. Like
Say,
I
oh
told
shit,
you.
I'll talk to you next Wednesday at 2:30.
Well, even Jake, you'll attest to this, knowing Dana a little bit. Like, he probably has 100 messages a day. So there's probably a lot of people that
Easily,
don't.
yeah.
There's probably a lot of people that don't get through to him until they send the 3rd or 4th message, and then he goes, "Oh shit, my bad. I just saw this
For
now."
sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking billionaire.
so Jake. I think this is one of my more stand-up comments on Dana White is the story of like you being on the cutting block. Like you got cut from the UFC, no?
Yeah.
And then you fucking flew to Dana's office, sat in front of him like, "Yo, give me another shot."
Yeah.
And then you knock
much.
out fucking Brown, Matt Brown.
Yeah.
That's like
Hey.
can you run me through that little bit?
Yeah. I mean, that's basically
Or I said it.
what happened. It was no, that was basically. But there's a lot of things that go. When Joe Silva was involved too, there's a lot of things kind of moving.
Right,
and it's
right.
like, okay, I got a relationship with Dana. I want to talk to Dana. I don't want to fucking talk to Joe Silva.
Right.
I don't want to talk to this guy. I don't want to talk to that guy. You know what I mean? So, and it's it is what it is. Like I get the business, man. You gotta, And so I just sat down and said, hey, this isn't.
You flew in or you drove in?
I flew in. Yeah. I was like, I'm not done, and I'm not going to leave on these terms. So
Right.
I would you give me another fight? And he said,
Now, was there a piece of you
All
that
right.
might be like, he might say no?
he might tell me to go fuck myself and leave. Yeah.
But you
oh,
would
yeah,
have
that's
taken
for
that
sure.
to the grave and lived with that regret of not doing it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do it 1,000 times over. I'll take no and tell me to go to hell.
Right.
I'll take that over. I'll take that over not doing it any day of the week. You know what I mean? So
Because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
that's true. Wayne Gretzky.
I'm going to start.
Is that Wayne Gretzky who said it?
I
I thought it
don't
was
know if
Michael
it's
Jordan,
original.
but I don't know. You could be.
I don't know.
Well, you know what? We'll say it was Jake Ellenberger who said it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he took a shot that night and it
Yeah,
fucking worked
funny.
out for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like I was
But
just
that
saying
was-
with Dennis, you got to just always be Dana White, be on him. Jake
Right.
Ellenberger flew to his fucking office and said, "Nope, you're taking this
Well,
meeting."
you're a little. You have less tolerance via text than you do in person.
Yes and no.
True.
Yes
What do
and
you
no.
mean yes and no?
Yes, but yes and no.
Unless the guy's always in your fucking face, you're like, dude, I'm fucking sick of you. Get the fuck out of my face.
Yes, but then I'm also like I'm saying, Dana gets 100 text messages a day easily, so I'm
Right.
sure he has to
Yeah.
weed through them and probably
Probably
goes
a
like, "I
couple
got to get back
hundred,
to
yeah.
that guy,"
Right,
but doesn't
right.
because he gets a phone call from someone else about
Because
this.
in my head, Jake, like I don't want to annoy him. You know what I'm saying? Like you know that guy that annoys you. You're like, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking stab this guy in his heart.
Yeah.
If he
I
hits me
get
up
what you're
one more
saying.
time, I'm gonna fucking choke him. I don't want to be that guy.
kind of like
Yeah.
when I hit you up about the
But-
show.
Yeah.
He's also he's also a very practical guy. So if he's like, all right, I'll just do it and move on. Let's take care of this. He likes to. He's a solution guy. He likes to take
Yeah,
care of stuff.
he's a
Get stuff
logical
done.
straight shooter,
Yeah.
is what I've gotten from Dana.
I would tell you this: as many probably text messages he gets a day, I would say, how many of the people that he thinks are this fucking guy are whoever's in that category of just annoying as fuck.
Well,
like,
I don't
there's
want to be
prob-
that
Oh, no,
guy
bro.
that's in that
No.
fucking category.
You're not that guy, though. You're not that guy.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I'm not
Like,
making him
you-
any more money anymore.
You might
But I
eventually.
might.
You might eventually.
Yeah.
That conversation's in the air right now.
I
Yeah.
because I hit him up. I said, "Hey Dana, I know I'm done fighting inside the UFC. However, I don't want to be done with the UFC. Let me know if you have any, if you want me to do interviews or commentary. Like I would love to do something like that. I've gotten a lot of comments after I retired that I would
Dude,
be
for
great
sure.
at it." And he was like, "Yeah, man. Like I'll have you come out for an audition. So that was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I'm like, dude, it'd be like, hey, man, where are we at with that audition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably would like the
That's
persistence.
a tough one.
He would like the persistence,
no, for
I would
sure.
think. He's a fucking animal, Dana.
Right.
He's an animal. Yeah, and
But I know when people are persistent
even that,
against me, well, yeah, I'm like, oh, fucking okay.
I was going to say, too, like, the way we talked about Sean Shelby and how when you retired, Sean Shelby was like, fuck, Dennis. Like, I don't think you understand. I fucking love you.
Yeah.
I watched, because we were going to have Matt Grice on possibly tonight. I watched.
No, we're having him on.
Yes, we're definitely.
I'm breaking up with you in like 5 minutes, and I'm calling Matt Grice, just so you know that.
But you versus Matt Grice, I remember watching that fight, and Sean Shelby, the camera's like on an angle of Sean Shelby the whole time, and the whole fight, he's like fucking mesmerized. Like he's fanboying out the whole fight.
Yeah.
Like
Well-
that's why they fucking love you. Not just because of that fight, but I'm saying like
in general.
Dana remembers those fights too.
And I could say the same about Jake Ellenberger. That's why we
100%.
click.
Yeah,
when Jake
100%.
Ellenberger fights,
It's a fight.
like it's going down.
Like-
and hang on, Jake. When you fight, I don't even think you have to agree with it, but like I go to fights like with I'm getting knocked out or this guy's getting knocked out. Either way, I'm cool with it. I'm going hard as fuck.
Yeah. Well,
Like
both of you guys, definitely Dana, Sean Shelby, anyone at the UFC, when you guys are on the card, they go, all right, that fight's good. Let's move on to the next fight. This fight might suck, this guy, but like your fights were always, whoever the opponent is, your fight's good.
Yeah.
You're both going to walk forward, push the pace.
The juggernaut.
Yeah.
Now, looking back at your career, do you ever like, man, I should have wrestled more?
Yeah, I mean,
Because you were a great wrestler.
I do. I mean, it's easy to kind of like do the whole Monday morning quarterback thing, but there's definitely fights where I'm like, fuck, I should have.
Because I've worked with you. I've wrestled with you. I'm like, man, this guy is strong. He's got good endurance. And I say this about a lot of wrestlers that knock somebody out cold. They're like, man.
They fall in love with it.
Yeah. Jake, would you say that about yourself?
Yeah, I would say a little bit. Yeah, I should have. Well, and that's the thing too, is just becoming more threatening. It's like if people are not worried about getting taken down, or if they're just like, okay, just don't let him hit me with the right hand. You know what I mean? Like, the more threats, the better. Like, absolutely, I definitely should have wrestled more.
Now, I don't mean to be like a fucking coach right now. I don't know why. I don't know. It's
No,
just something
no,
I
I'm-
think about in general.
You probably feel that
For
way
sure.
about your career, though, too.
Yeah, like I should have shot on Jeremy Stevens more. I took him down instantly, ground and pounded him for like fucking 2.5 minutes, and then decided like, hey, we're gonna just fucking. Well, the thing is like, if you ask me, yo, do you want to spar kickboxing with someone for 15 minutes, or do you want to wrestle hard as hell for 15 minutes? I'm taking kickboxing every single time because it's easier and less taxing, cardiovascular wise, and you know what I mean, like. And requires less muscle.
Yeah,
Even
no doubt.
the other day, me and Dennis were having like a casual conversation. I was like, bro, you can't fucking go chin for chin, like punch for punch with Jeremy Stevens. Like, you just can't charge him. You can't stalk him. You got to like shoot takedowns and point fight him. You got to point fight him.
I did.
No, but then you said, you could take him down and like punch him on the ground a little bit. And I was like, yeah, but that's point fighting too. That's just not trading with him on the feet. You're fucked up if you trade with him on the feet. And then Dennis just looked up and went, oh, you mean like how I traded with him on the feet? And I was like, precisely. But even that, like, you caught him with good punches, so you were like, oh, wait, I have him rocked. But reality was,
Well, I think
know.
you backed an animal into a corner.
I had this crazy mindset when I wrestled at any point in time that like, if I do, let's say I take you down with a high crotch, I shouldn't be able to hit you with that high crotch again, so I'm not going to shoot that again, which is the wrong mindset. So like
Right.
in high
It's
school,
false
dude,
logic,
I
but
would
I get it, yeah.
hit people with 7 different takedowns. But the very, very, very good guys, I couldn't hit with any of those takedowns because it wasn't sharp enough to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had a nasty high crotch that nobody could stop, I wouldn't be able to take down that really good guy. And I kind of had that idea, like I took him down, he's ready for me to take him down again. Or it could have been that we were trading very hard and I was tired and I'm like, I don't really want to take this shot.
I'm sure you've both seen it from fighting. Like sometimes you tag a guy and it's like you're throwing shots and he's swinging, he's throwing heavy leather, and then when you hit him, he starts swinging for the fences because he's rocked. Jeremy Stevens is that guy.
Yeah.
When you have him even remotely rocked, you're gonna charge him. He's gonna plant his feet and throw the hardest right, wildest looping left hook he can. That if it connects,
Right.
you're fucked. You know,
Yeah.
He hit me with a fadeaway flying knee.
fadeaway flying knee. Yeah. The best was the story you told with your dad. That your dad was like, nah, man, they said throw the knee, throw the knee.
Jake, are you ready? I said it in the podcast,
Yeah.
right?
You know,
All right.
Jake knows those armchair keyboard warriors and armchair quarterbacks.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, Jake, we'll let you roll.
That
dude.
brings up.
Oh,
that
no,
brings
go
up a
ahead.
good
Go ahead.
point,
Go,
though.
go ahead.
Last thing I was gonna say. It brings up a good point because, you know, I look at training and kind of like, you know, where you focus your time, where you spend your time at, and it's if you made a little pie chart of where I spend my time, you know, conditioning, wrestling, and striking. But it's kind of like why, you know what I mean? Why should we? Excuse me. I think it's kind of changed over time of like why should I spend my time and make things that are not very good like okay, or you know where I can make things that I'm good at like fucking
Amazing.
really good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you don't. I get it. We got to be well rounded, but you don't want to spend time like I'm not going to be jumping guard and start practicing my
Right.
trying.
Right.
It's like I'm not going to do that. You know when I'm good. You know. So anyway, I just thought I've talked a lot about that philosophy as well. It's just as far as like making what you're really good at, like the best. You know,
Right,
incredible.
right.
Like you know you can land this takedown on anybody, or you
Right.
can land this right hand or this whatever the strike is. You know what I mean? On anybody.
I think my wrestling in my division was probably one of the best in the division, and that's why I went
no
to
doubt.
during any wrestling or any fight camp. I always went into a college wrestling room and wrestled just to keep it sharp.
Dude, that's so smart.
You know, because like Pat Cummings was on like the national ladder for wrestling. And like I watched his wrestling kind of fade a little bit in MMA because he does it on lesser guys that it works on, but like the top guys that you're fighting, you need to be money.
Koscheck was the most perfect example of that. Like Koscheck, and he had admitted, I don't train my wrestling no more. Why? Because I'm a fucking national champion. My wrestling's amazing.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I mean? And he got away from it.
Yeah.
And then
Dude,
you
that's
lose.
so true.
Same with striking. You lose that timing. You lose that sharpness.
Yeah.
It's
But-
just staying sharp. And I think more guys should do that. It's like when you're in the wrestling room, it's like guys don't give a shit who you are. They don't care. You know what I mean? They don't care what you've done
Right,
either.
right.
It's like you stay sharp, and it's like those inches, the timing, everything.
If anything,
stays.
there's lack of respect.
Lack
like,
of
man,
respect, yeah.
let me or
I
there's
know.
so much respect. Like I need to fuck him up.
It's almost like if you go into an MMA, you're in my world now, motherfucker.
Yeah. And then with that being said, what you said before, Jake, about like I've put on a gi twice in my MMA career because I didn't think it was relevant to MMA fighting.
Yeah.
I can't grab a guy's collar and choke him, so why should I drill that?
I remember the one time you put a gi on and you didn't want to put a belt on because you didn't want to be a white belt, but you were like taking like gangsta photos. Like you weren't posing like for gi photos. You were taking like rap cover album,
Yeah,
like
that's
rap
how I
album
roll.
cover photos. Yeah,
That's how I roll. All right, Jake.
you're the man, Jake Ellenberger.
We'll
make
have
Hey,
you on
for
again.
sure, anytime.
For sure.
Anytime.
Yeah, you said anytime. I'm gonna call you probably every week. So
Hey,
thanks.
every week, bro. I'm around.
He's retired.
Yeah, so-
Hey, what's your schedule like in April?
Pretty good.
Why? What are you trying to do?
Yeah, what we doing, dude?
Oh no, I'm actually going on another tour overseas in April. But
Do you need
as I
me?
say, if you're open, it's an open invite, bro.
Am I getting paid for it?
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
Yeah, Dennis might be open.
Say-
Aren't you going on one in May?
I'm doing one in
Sweet,
May,
brother.
so I will do one in April as well.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
Text me the info. I'm in.
Right.
And now, Jake,
Sounds good.
you're a former Marine, right?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. I was talking to Dennis the other day. We're trying to get the armed forces, the military, the army, the Marines, everybody listening to Menace and the Man. Give them something to listen to overseas.
Yeah.
Definitely. That'd be awesome, man.
And they obviously
Hell
love
yeah.
the Menace because Menace goes over there.
Woo.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Who doesn't love the Menace?
yep, exactly. All right,
Oh.
well, Jake Ellenberger, thank you again for joining us, and we'll get you on again in the
Anytime.
future. Maybe next week, maybe a couple weeks. We'll definitely want to get you on again. So,
Yeah, I miss you, dude.
Sounds good. I know, brother. Miss you too.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm around,
I
man.
didn't have to force that.
nah, Jake,
Yeah.
he actually likes you, not like Juan Adams.
All right, talk to you later, brother.
All right, brother.
All right, peace.
Later.
We're gonna hop right into Matt Grice because I fucking told him I'd text him.
All right, we have to go Matt Grice. Let me take a picture. Poor Matt Grice.
No, I'm calling him right now.
All right, you open it up with Matt Grice.
I'm opening up with Matt Grice.
Jessica's your call.
I have to.
Yeah, go ahead. There's laser room as well.
Okay.
Hello.
Matt,
What
motherfucking
up?
Grice, dude.
What's up, bro?
What is up, dude?
How are you, man?
I'm good, bro. Welcome
Heck
to Menace
yeah.
and the Man, dude.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Bro, so I want to hop right into it. OSU.
They're kind of badass.
Dude, they just crushed Iowa.
I know they are pretty amazing.
Did you think, were you there?
No, I didn't go.
How far is it for you to go to an OSU match?
It's only about an hour and a half. Not bad at all.
I mean, that's still annoying.
Yeah, it's a little ways, but I mean, I on Sundays is when it was. So I have my class I teach at the gym on Sundays.
Okay.
So I didn't want to miss that to go up there and watch that. I got guys getting ready for fights, so I figured
Nice.
I better keep my butt here.
Yeah. No, I mean that's a solid team move, but OSU beat them like they annihilated them. That wasn't
Yeah.
wasn't even close.
No, they are man, they're something else.
Did you watch the full match on Flow Wrestling or
No, I haven't.
you just,
I
saw
looked
the
it up.
highlights?
Yeah,
Got
but I know that their whole team is stacked with a bunch of studs.
Cause my one buddy Nick Piccinini is from Long Island. He's been training. He trained with my buddy Gregor Gillespie. He used the same strength coach as me, like when he was in high school.
Oh,
And then
yeah?
he went to OSU, and I've been following him since.
Yeah.
And I was gonna watch the match live, and I signed on at the match started I think 2 or 3. I
Yeah.
signed on 15 minutes late, thinking maybe there's some other shit, and the 133-pound match had just started. And I was like, no, and I look
Yeah.
it up, and he packed Lee in the second round,
Yeah, dude.
which is crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous.
Now, and then it went. I mean, they all just crushed it. After
yeah,
that.
I mean, yeah, I actually got on my TV the day before to I was gonna try to record it if it was on TV here. And don't get me wrong, I'm an OU fan because I graduated from OU.
Right.
But here in Oklahoma, they had on Fox South Sports or whatever, Oklahoma, they had OU versus North Dakota, which I want to watch anytime.
Right.
But not in place of. I would much rather have been able to record the OSU versus Iowa duel. That's kind of a
Right.
bigger deal.
Yeah. Because that was number 2 and number 3 in the nation.
Yeah.
Man. So, going back in time, we're going to go back. I was told that you never lost a high school wrestling match.
No, I did.
I don't know why I was told this then.
I don't know. I lost 3 matches my freshman year in high school.
So you didn't lose 1, you lost 3. Yeah.
I lost 3 to 2 guys. I lost but the guy that beat me twice, I was a freshman, he was a junior, and I got to wrestle him the next year, and I beat him 10-0. So I got to make up for it when I grew up just a little bit.
When did you start wrestling?
I started wrestling, I think, when I was about 6.
Okay.
And then about 4th and 5th grade, I think, is about the age I quit to play basketball.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's pretty sad.
No, it's not. I disagree. I think
No, I mean,
I think those ages are to have fun for sure.
Yeah,
I didn't start wrestling till I was in 7th grade.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Because I know of kids that have started wrestling when they're 4 and shit like
Yeah.
that. And by the time
Yes.
college comes around, they're like,
They're
fuck
burnt out.
that.
They're burnt out.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a lot of guys when I was a kid wrestling. I got the hell beat out of me all the time.
Yeah.
And there was these one kids that were winning everything, just beating the shit out of everybody.
Right.
And then I quit for 2 years to play basketball, which God knows I was going to be a midget, so I had to
Right.
quit. I had to quit playing basketball. But those kids that were beating the crap out of me when I was growing up, and I still practiced wrestling for the years I quit. I still went to some practices.
Okay.
But it just didn't start clicking until I was in 6th grade.
Okay.
Well, then all the kids that were beating the crap out of me when I was in elementary school, I started beating the crap out of them because I just thought I learned that work ethic and that drive
Right.
I didn't rely on just natural ability to beat people.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Matt. You know what I did today when I knew that we were going to finally get the interview in with you?
What's that?
I went and I actually watched yours and Dennis's fight.
Oh, heck yeah.
Holy shit!
That thing makes me. When I watch that fight, it makes me tired.
Oh my god!
I know, right?
Yeah, for the wrestling, forget about it. And then if you add in the strikes and shit that you guys threw, like you guys beat the shit out of each other that fight.
Yeah, we kind of beat the hell out of each other. Just a little
shit
bit.
out of
When
each
Matt
other.
killed me with that left hook.
Oh my god!
Hang on, Matt.
Oh, yeah.
That's so with retiring, I get to ask that question. Man, what was your most memorable, fight? Like,
Yeah.
sure, Clay Guida has been around forever and shit like
Yeah.
that, and Max Holloway's the champion now, but
Yeah.
like, no, it's you and I, dude.
Hell yeah,
Like,
dude. 100%.
Like when we both left that octagon, like we could barely there was like after the fight, there's no like talking. It's
No.
like because we couldn't. There was no oxygen.
Oh, no.
There was no oxygen in our lungs to talk. It was just like hand gestures and like some pushing and like
My
some
favorite thing
pointing.
was after the fight. Right after the fight ended, you both give each other like a handshake, and then you go to
Yeah,
walk
no.
away, and Matt Grice pushes you like, "Nah, I want more than that. I want more than
Yeah,
that."
exactly. I was like, dude, we just beat the hell out of each
Yeah.
other. You gotta give me something, man.
Like, nah, I want a little more than that. And then
Yeah.
you guys like embrace, like, holy shit, that was
Yeah.
fucked up. Like
And
what we
then
just
we
did.
got-
That's what
Then we got our stitches done together.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. That I need to find that picture after we're in the back, chilling and getting our stitches. But what other sport can you have that in? You know what I mean? There's so many of these other places, other sports that, people. I mean, I don't know. There's so much you learn about somebody when you go actually get to fight them. You know what I mean?
I couldn't agree more. And I'm sure you fought some people who were like, You
Yeah.
are like one of those, like, if you ever get remarried, like, I want to come to your wedding.
I ain't never getting remarried.
But if you do,
But I would love to have you
I'm
come
your
out
best.
to Oklahoma and hang
Hang on.
out.
If you ever get remarried, I'm your best man.
Hey, there you go. Hey, you deserve it. You beat the hell out of me. You know what I mean? That's all fair. That's fair game.
Oh yeah.
I mean that last round, all I can remember. I mean, it's funny you said it because like I don't even like remember half the fight because all I could remember after the fight was you beating the shit out of me in the third round.
Yeah.
I didn't remember knocking you down in the first round or
Dude.
any of that.
I should have fucking died. No, hang on. I don't even know. I rewatch it. I don't even know how I got back to my feet.
From that left
No,
side.
don't
man.
either.
Hang on. I threw this fucking wild overhand right.
Yeah.
He came through with the most picture perfect left hook that he's probably thrown his whole life. And like I disintegrated. And then it instantly
you
bounced
popped right back up.
Instantly bounced right back up.
Yes.
And in the video you can see I'm not there. What's going through your head, if you can remember?
Dude, I don't even remember.
Because I remember molly-whopping the Korean Zombie and seeing he was kind of like fucked up and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck him up.
Yeah.
But like his hands were up and he was still like,
There.
like man, I don't know. Is he?
Yeah,
is
I was
he-
thinking, I've hit so many people with that left hook and training and they just disintegrate.
Right.
But then whenever you popped up, I was like, what the hell?
Right.
That's, and that's what's funny because all the guys I trained with, they're like, how in the hell did he get up from that?
Dude,
I
I
was
don't
like,
even know. I don't.
more-
hang on,
hey,
I can't
props
answer
to
that
him.
either.
I have to watch that fight.
You never
Yeah.
seen that fight?
Oh
I've
my
never seen
Oh
that.
my
Watch
god.
You're gonna become the biggest. So we
Biggest
have
Menace fan ever.
we have a Bellator fighter here, Jessica.
Hi.
Yeah.
And she's not. I would imagine she's similar to myself in terms of like she's not like an amazing like MMA fan. She just likes fighting, I guess.
Yeah.
But she likes fighting. Like I never really.
But I
like-
do watch all the fights. I watch all the fights all the time. I just can't remember names. I
Got
can't.
you.
I'm like, I watch and I'm into it, but I can't
Got
remember
you.
names. Yeah.
Jeff from
I mean,
Boom
they're-
Cups, right?
sir.
You've seen that fight, Dennis versus Matt Grice?
I have not.
Oh, it's a good one. Dennis versus Matt Grice is like if you're a fight fan or you want to even get into fighting or you just like want to put somebody on to fighting, put them into a good
Yeah.
fight, watch that fight.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that's
Hang
just
on.
one you.
Matt,
That's one
how
you
many
gotta
people?
watch.
Hang on, Matt. Did you feel anything when we didn't get fight of the year?
You got Fight of the Night, right?
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
we
yeah.
did,
No, but
but
we
yeah.
were in the running for Fight of the Year. Like we were in the top 5 for fucking
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
but
like
you know, my thing was people would ask me about that, and I tell them I ain't a big enough name to win that. You know what I mean?
hang on, Matt, that's exactly what I said.
Because
we
we're two peas in a
Hang
pod,
on,
bro.
if me and you were fighting for a title, that'd be the fight of the century, I think.
Oh, 100%.
Century.
We'd have had 2 more rounds to beat the shit out of each other.
Which I don't know if I want that. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, no, you. That 3rd round, I did everything I could to survive.
Yeah.
Hang
that,
on,
that
Matt,
fight was
I
fucked
don't
up.
even know. I went back home and I was like, am I not strong?
No.
Like, can I not hit hard? What? I had clean shots. Because, hang on, Matt, I know you watch fights, right? And you see the one guy
Yeah.
who's like so tired or he's dying. And you're
Yeah.
like, and in your head, you're like, why can I be the guy on the offense to finish this fucking guy? Because I know I would. And then I
Yeah.
watch our fight. I'm like, I couldn't do it.
Well, like
Am I a loser?
Yeah.
the craziest thing about that 3rd round was like Matt was fatigued and rocked a little bit, but he was still planting his feet
And throwing
and
heat.
landing heat. And you were like at that point like fucked up, and you were walking through
I don't
heat.
even-
Yo, you were like walking through heat.
I
and you
don't
guys
even know what
You guys
was-
were both landing bombs on each other. That I watched that fight today, and I was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
Dennis! Like, what the fuck?
And
Yeah.
I remember fighting Clay Guida, and I was walking out, right? I'm like pretty pumped, whatever. And then I look over to the left, and I see Matt Grice in the corner, like, fuck
Yeah.
yeah. And I was like, what?
Cheering
I
for you.
go over, fucking embrace with him, a hug, and dude, Matt,
Yep.
dude, this charge went through my body of like, Clay Guida's so fucking dead now. Like,
Yep. That
I
was
couldn't-
awesome.
I couldn't, like, I don't know. It was like, yes, I was ready
Yeah.
to kill him.
Yeah,
But,
that was
like-
the first fight I've been to since the accident. And it was
Yes,
just
right.
awesome that I got to see you, a great guy, and my last fight, just go out there and fight. Oh, I was pumped. Dude. It was awesome.
So let's touch on that a little bit. Like, you've had this fucking bad luck. Like, I can't think of anyone who has worse luck than you, right? So,
Oh, yeah.
So you only lost 3 matches in your high school career. You're like
Yeah.
one of the highest scouted guys coming into college, no?
Yes, I was ranked number 1 in the country coming out of my weight in high school.
Yeah, he was the top recruited guy.
Did
in
you
high
win
school.
like Fargo and all that shit? Or you won like
I didn't go.
senior national?
I played baseball.
Okay.
I was playing
Well-
baseball all the time, and
You were a 4-time state champion in Oklahoma, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yep.
so that's enough for a D1 ride anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're about to go to OSU. Did you redshirt your first year?
No, I went to OU.
OU, sorry.
Yeah, I got recruited by both, but like it was weird because OU started recruiting me early, and then OSU recruited me a little bit later. But I'd already verbally committed to OU because
Right.
I had always been an OU fan anyway.
Right.
I thought that my style of wrestling and stuff probably would have went better at OSU,
I agree.
but they whenever they came and talked to me, I'd already verbally committed to OU. And then they were like, I asked them, I go, well, why didn't you start recruiting me earlier? Like, oh, you? And they're like, well, we heard you were going to play baseball in college, which I thought about. But as I asked them, I go, well, if I was that important, you should have asked yourself. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So that, and my thing is, my word is
Yeah.
I give someone my word. That's enough for me. Call me old fashioned or whatever, but I don't need a piece of paper. If I tell someone I'm coming, I'm coming.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'd already verbally committed, so I stuck with that. I went to OU, and where I was going to OU, then I got in the first car wreck, and that's what that happened.
So you're at OU, you're committed, you're gonna go there, and then what? Like, do you remember the car accident at all?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, that one. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I was about maybe a month out. It was right after I graduated high school. It was like, I was riding with some friends and out on the dirt. He lived on a gravel road, and he was being kind of a goofball and driving too fast and lost control, and he hit a telephone pole going about 50. And I went through the windshield, and
Because nobody
tore
wore
my-
seatbelts back then, especially if you're in the back seat.
when I was in the front seat, but
Right. Yeah, but,
but
seatbelts
I
are for
did
weak
have my-
people.
exactly. I agree.
Especially
100%.
especially when you're like, I don't know, 18, 17.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
king. You're king of the world. You know that cannot hurt you.
Right, right.
But when that happened, I went to the windshield and it ripped off about the whole left side of my forehead all the way to my skull. You know, about as wide as my eyebrow is.
Right.
And it ripped off my whole scalp pretty much, and then it tore my ulnar collateral ligament in my right elbow. So I had to have Tommy John surgery, which most, big league pitchers and all them have to have. So it took me, I was in a deal for like almost 11 months. I couldn't do anything for almost a year. So that was
Wow.
my first year of college. And then the second year I won the starting spot, and then I had shoulder injury, had 2 shoulder surgeries and had to end there. Then next year I had tore my hamstring, and then
Jesus.
right at the start, I won the starting spot every year, and then I'd have a season-ending injury. And
Now, have you always been like injury prone, or just fucking when you needed to be an animal? Did you
yeah. Well, you know how it is in college. You're on a time frame, So
Right.
I was always in a hurry to get back in there.
Yeah.
And I just never let myself heal up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's my own young
And you can,
dumbass fault.
well, yeah, you can be feeling pretty good, but you're like, nah, I'm not a
Yeah,
pussy. Or somebody
exactly.
else be like, yo,
Yes.
look, I saw you do this. You can do this. And you're like, yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I was like, finally, a good friend of mine, Doc Hines, who was our doctor at OU, and he talked to me and talked about doing a medical forfeit, because I'd always wanted to fight my entire life. And ever since I saw it, I was like in 6th, 7th grade. But I was like, damn, I'm never going to do nothing. So he was like, you just need to chill for this last year of your college, focus on that. So I got to keep my scholarship and everything. And,
Dope.
that was the one thing that was awesome with OU. I kept my scholarship, all that, and let my body heal. Well, I promised my mom and my dad that I would never fight until I graduated college.
Okay.
If I could get healed up. Well, so last year I was just doing school and getting healthy and all that, and then I started training, and my trainer Jason Merrill said, "Hey, he put in for a fight. He's like, I got offered for a fight, but I can't do it. Do you want?" I was like, "Well, let me check my schedule." And I was doing my last summer class till I graduate.
Okay.
And I find out the day I took my last final in the morning, that evening I had my first MMA fight in Dallas, Texas.
Wow. Hey, you are a man of your word.
I kept my promise to my mom and my dad.
Wow. By a couple hours.
Yeah, hey, I went and took my final test, and then hopped in the car with Merrill and drove to Dallas and went and had my first fight.
Now, were you training already?
For about 3 weeks.
Hang on, same with my very first fight. How did your fight
Yeah.
go?
I won. I TKO'd him just because I knew how to wrestle. Because I took him down and just beat him up. But before that, the first week I started training, he was like, "Hey, let's go to Redondo Beach, California, and go to this grappling tournament." That's where me and some of my buddies were going. They were training, and I was like, "Man, I ain't got the money to go there. I was still in college." He was like,
"You only have
"Well,
$20 to your name."
Exactly. He was like, "I can maybe get one of my buddies to sponsor it." I was like, "If he can, I'll go." And I'd only been training like maybe less than a week, probably 4 days, 5 days. And I was like, so his buddy paid for it. And I went down to Redondo Beach at a weekend to train, never doing anything, and went to a grappling tournament.
Damn, I love that. So
It was fun.
we talked about your build of wrestling. We talked about your build into fighting, your UFC career. What was like? Tell me about your UFC career.
Well, it had its ups and downs. I mean,
For sure.
The thing is, when I first started this, I wasn't training properly. I didn't.
Right.
I just wasn't doing the right thing. I just got to be the best fighter and figured out how to start training before the Leonard Garcia fight, and then me and your fight, and then the accident happened. I was just getting to be the best fighter that I'd ever been, and learning, the proper way to train.
Right,
and I was finally at the right weight and all that crap, But then, I was getting ready for the fight after hours at UFC 166 against Jeremy Larson.
Right.
And then that's when the accident happened.
So tell me about this accident. Like someone just didn't. Were they texting and driving? Right.
No, I wish. But so I had just got done training, and I was on the way home, and there was just like this old country highway out in Shawnee, and I was at a red light, and this guy rear-ended me going about 65 miles per hour.
Like no braking. Just
no brakes.
You
no
were
brakes.
his brakes.
Yes, exactly.
Damn.
and I only know that there was no brakes because a guy wrote me on Facebook saying that he saw the accident. This guy flew by him and was doing something, reaching in the back seat, paying attention to something else, and just boom, his only stop was hitting me at the red light.
Damn.
And then they had people that they got me out of the car, and they tried to say at first I wasn't wearing my seatbelt, but a lady who saw the accident also was a nurse.
Because you're a police officer.
Yeah. And so they were trying to say that, and this lady came to him and said, no, he was wearing the seatbelt. We're the ones that cut him out. And, because we thought the car was going to catch on fire because they were
Right.
hit me. It busted the gas tank, and there was gas pouring everywhere. And see, I don't remember any of that because
Right.
I don't remember anything about
You
the
almost
accident.
died, no?
Yeah, they were telling my wife there for about the first, 3 weeks or so that they didn't think. Definitely the first time that night they did that surgery, they told her we
Your
did an
brain had
emergency
swelled,
surgery.
no?
Yes, so it caused a cut on the left side of my brain, and then my brain swelled so much it caused a cut on the right side of my brain, and that's when they removed the right side of my skull, and they put it in a freezer. Like they called it a medical
Jesus.
freezer, but who knows.
Right.
But and then they told her, "Hey, we did everything we could.
Let's
but
pray."
we don't." Yeah, that's what they said. They said we did everything we could, but then they told him we don't expect him to make it through the night. And then after I was living, they told her we don't know. And then they told her that hey, we know he's going to live now. I don't know about how long ago that was after I was in a coma, but they told her that they knew I was going to live, but my quality of life was not going to be the same.
Right.
That, I could be a vegetable, I could be brain dead, all this stuff. But good Lord willing, I'm not. And
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing different about my life now really is that I can't fight ever again, which really sucks because I love fighting.
And what's the medical reason why you can't fight again? Just because your brain can't handle it, or
exactly? Because I still have 2 scars. Like, because what I had to do before I came back to work, when I was recovering, they told me that I would never be able to be a police officer again either.
Right.
They were telling me that
And boy, are they wrong.
Exactly.
Fuckers.
They were telling me I'd never be able to be on patrol again because I wouldn't be able to mentally function enough to make quick decisions and this and that. And don't get me wrong, it was a long process. You know how it is. You enter something, you have surgeries, you rehab. Dude, the brain is so much different. So I was so like, most people that have the injuries like I had, they get divorced because they're different and stuff like that. But luckily, my wife was, she's
like, he's always been he's always been.
Yeah, exactly.
He's always been pretty dumb. So
he's always, yes, exactly. She's like, he's done before. That's what I told her. I was like, well, you knew me as a
nothing
dumbass,
really
so.
changed.
Nothing changed. Exactly. But I was different for a long time. Like my personality and everything was different, and it just finally came to it, and I just said, the police department was awesome. They offered me they would create a position for me if they needed to, stuff like that. But man, I was like, man, I want to go back to what I was doing, what I started doing, and God willing, I was able to do it. And now, I am able to still train. I can't really, they told me I'm not supposed to like spar and stuff because.
But you're sparring?
Go on.
I don't really.
Everything on this show is hypothetical or satire. It's not
exactly.
real. Yeah.
Hang on. You probably move around with guys that you know and can trust, and it's just work. You're just kind of moving around nice and easy. You're not going with I'm trying to knock you out, you're trying to knock me out. Those guys.
Yeah, not in a while.
Couple weeks.
But,
Today?
I mean, no, not today. I didn't today. But I just got done teaching class, but it was I didn't do any sparring. I haven't actually sparred in a little while, so
Okay,
I
alright.
want to get back into doing it. So
Alright.
because I mean, the only thing that really is there, like I've got hit and stuff, and it doesn't still. The only thing that's tender is the actual scar, because it's so damn big that it it's
Right.
tender, but. Now it's getting less tender because it's weird though. Because it's like when I grapple and stuff, if my head's on the mat, I can just hear it going. I'm like, ooh, that's weird. Because you know how your inner ear, you can hear stuff into your head. I mean, because there's a lot of little like that's one of the reasons I can't fight. Because when they put my skull back in, they use like little metal tabs to connect the skull back on, and it's like any bone, it grows back together.
Right.
But it's still every time I get on my head, you can hear it going, and I'm like, what the fuck?
You got like little fucking hinges in your skull.
Yes, exactly.
Damn. No metal?
Well, yeah, it's no, not anymore. Just those little hinges, and I guess I don't know if they dissolve.
I think I would have asked for metal. So if I fucking headbutt somebody, I would
I've been to the airport and stuff. I've went through metal detectors and been clear. So, I mean, I think I'm all good.
I want metal in my body.
No, you don't.
Well, you can. It's weird because there's a couple spots like
not fun.
where it's at. You can.
It's not fun.
Dude, if I had metal in my hand, I'd fucking punch you in the face and kill you.
Oh, there you go.
But
yeah, you break
it's
his
not
face.
like you have adamantium hand and
That's
you,
what. Hang on. I only want metal in my hand if it's antimanium.
you have a fucked up hand. That's why you have metal in. So you're gonna have arthritis and pain and all types of shit.
Yeah, I was fucking put little ports in it for like WD-40.
Yeah, shoot it up and be good to go.
And keep it oiled.
Joe's rolling his eyes over there, I feel.
Oh, Joe's ready for bed. Is what it is. Joe just got home from vacation. So here, Matt, we want to make you a regular on the show. We feel like we could talk to you for hours. So we're gonna
anytime, bro. Anytime.
Let's cut this one a little short. Not that short, but a little. We'll get you back on maybe Thursday, maybe next week. Definitely an episode in the future, and we want to talk more about that fight with you and Dennis that night. More what's going on in Matt Grice's world and everything.
Yeah, I want to talk about your kids, your wife,
Anytime.
You fucking people up as a police officer.
Yeah.
Hey,
Or defending yourself, or whatever.
There you go.
I want police
It's
life.
all about defending myself. That's what it all is.
I want street fights from when you were a kid, the whole nine. So
Hey,
think
I'm
about
down.
these things.
I can give you all that good stuff.
I can't wait.
All right, brother. Thank you for having me. It's great talking to y'all.
Thank you for coming on the show, Matt Grice. You're the man.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Bye, buddy.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye. See you.
Okay, here's what we're doing now.
You like to drink, Stan?
I do. Why? Oh, Jeff with boom cups? Absolutely.
Drake what?
I love drinking. Any kind of drinking.
Drinking.
Drinking. So what we're going to do now is we got to do a 2-minute drill for this show. Let's try to get Jay Leon Love for a 6-minute interview. Let's try to talk to Jeff from Boom Cups a little bit, and let's try to get a little bit more with Jessica.
Can we
All
get...
right? Can we get what?
We could do me another time. Let Jay talk.
Well, you're with Jay, so
Yeah.
I wanted to even let
Well,
you know.
hang on. Why don't we have them both on at the same time?
Yeah, that
No?
was the game plan.
All
Absolutely.
right, I gotta take a piss.
All right, you do that. So Jeff from Boom Cups, tell us, give us a quick little synopsis. What exactly is Boom Cups?
Boom Cups is a 16-ounce clear plastic cup.
Can I open this?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm seeing the cup right here.
Yeah.
Is it for bartenders or
Yeah,
is
they
it for
teach
like?
you how to make drinks.
Yeah.
So there's 5 different drinks on there, and then each drink has the fill lines, so it shows you where to pour the liquor to. So if you wanted to make a margarita, all the ingredients is right there, the lines is right there.
Yeah.
Manhattan, Long Island iced tea, a Cosmo, and then our signature drink is an F-Boom, which is Fireball, an energy drink, and apple juice.
And what is it? Boomcups.com.
That's it. Boomcups.com, Amazon.com for...
And now you're a big fight fan, or
Slowly
getting into it, sponsoring guys?
My father was, big into boxing, like the Muhammad Ali era. Like Muhammad Ali was his biggest fan. He used to record, all the Mike Tyson fights on VCR and stuff like that.
And now you're sponsoring Jay Leon Love for his
No,
next fight?
he's a very good friend of
A
ours
good friend
now.
of yours?
Yeah. We met him a few years ago. We did a charity basketball game with him in Vegas. The day after Floyd and Conor McGregor fought.
Yeah.
We did a charity basketball game at UNLV with Jay Leon Love for a charity that he's indebted to in Las Vegas. And Floyd came and actually played in the basketball game.
Why, he could play basketball, Jay Leon Love?
Jay can play, and also Floyd is really good at
Floyd's
basketball.
really good at basketball, yeah.
So after he beat Conor, he came the next day, and he was playing in our game, which was pretty sick.
Oh, right after whooping Conor's ass?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Clowning on him. All right,
Yeah.
let's try Jay Leon for a few minutes. We had a very late show today. But I think a good show overall. A little bit of scrambling. We had Frank, our boy Frank, out there throwing a party an after party in the
waiting
warm-up
lounge.
room, in the waiting room.
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not.
We got 86 there for Jayleon Love, so we might have to reschedule him for Thursday. So we'll just talk boom cups for the next few minutes until Jessica and Dennis get back in the room.
Would it work if you called from my phone or no?
Sure. I would just have to plug it in over here.
Yeah, go ahead.
We'll just surprise him real quick.
He screened your call?
Apparently.
I would screen your call, dude.
You never screen my calls.
Yeah, I do.
You just X me out when you're playing Clash of Clans.
This is true. This is true. Yo, don't call me when I'm playing Clash of Clans. I will instantly press the red button on you. Wow.
All right, but we ain't dead in the water yet. We'll get Jayleon Love on next week. We tried to do the quick wanted to do one of those 6-minute interviews. That's what we like to do when we run late. We get like a 5-minute interview with our guest. But so Jessica Ruiz, let our followers know how they can find you. Oh, he's calling back now. Okay, let's try Jayleon. Sorry, Jessica. We'll definitely get back to
Don't worry
that.
about it. I got it all night.
Jayleon Love, what's going on?
What's up, my guy? How you doing?
What up, fam?
Good. Thank you for joining. This is actually Menace and the Man. Stan the Man here. I actually called you on Jeff's phone.
Yeah, we knew.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we knew you were screening calls. we don't like that over here at Menace and the Man.
It's all good. I got you. Well, you got me on the line now.
Oh yes.
No, but we're drinking beer inside boom cups. I wasn't sure how to make a
that's
beer,
cool.
so I poured the beer inside the boom cup, and it tastes so much better now.
Well, yeah, we
Hey,
apologize.
listen.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
drink milk out of a boom cup. It don't matter as long as you're using the boom cup.
Heard that.
Oh, absolutely. You just got to use the boom cups.
Yeah, that's it for sure.
Oh, yeah, we wanted to make sure we got you on, even if it was for a few minutes, so maybe we could build up to a future interview, because we ran a little bit late with our show, and we were trying to have you be the closer.
It's all good.
You're the closer.
It's all
here.
good. Well, listen. Let me know what's going on. Listen, I appreciate you even having me on the show. We can, if you have questions, let's talk. If you don't,
No,
well,
yeah, we got you. We
set
got
it up for whenever.
We got a few for you. So what class are you at right now?
I'm at the super middleweight division, 168 pounds.
So you're a bigger boy, huh? For boxing, you know? Cause I did a little sparring with my homie Chris Algieri. He's my nutritionist and shit like that. He's an animal. But like he's so big for that weight class, right? Or no?
I mean, Chris Algieri is a very healthy individual, so he does a lot of good things in the ring and outside of the ring.
Right.
He more or less, he's disciplined all the time.
He makes me feel like a lesser athlete.
Right?
I'm drinking beer right now.
Exactly.
I'm like, and I talked to him like, you drink beers like every night. I'm like, what? How? It's like I only drink like one. You know, I'm like, you're gay.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a beer guy. Hit me with a glass of wine. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Hey, I heard one glass of wine a night is good for you.
Good for the heart.
Well, listen, that's there you go. I'm okay then.
But a bottle, I guess that's where it gets a little excessive.
Right? Yeah, I'm definitely not kicking back no bottles.
Nah, I'm just playing. But so where you're out of New York, right?
No, Detroit.
I'm
Detroit.
I'm out of
Inkster, Michigan.
I'm from Inkster, Michigan, but I live here in Vegas.
Okay. Are you what gym are you training out of? You with Floyd, right?
I train out of Floyd's gym,
Okay.
City Boxing as well. It's a couple of different gyms out here where I like to get sparring where I'm comfortable with. So that's where I train at here in Vegas.
Have you ever done what's it the
Doghouse?
The doghouse.
Man, I created a doghouse.
You created a doghouse.
I'm one of the creators of the doghouse.
You're one of the creators.
One of the creators, yeah.
Okay.
See, I started back at Floyd Mayweather's gym before it was like it is today. So I sparred Floyd, and I sparred everybody that came back in the day. So we talking about 2012, 2011, 2012. So those are the days when I came in. See, a lot of these younger guys now are newer to the gym.
Right.
So we are the creators of the doghouse.
Got you.
Oh yeah, so you're from Detroit or from Michigan, and I know Floyd's from Detroit. So do you know him from back then, or was it just that you guys were both from Michigan? You guys automatically have like that common bond. What was it?
Yeah, that's kind of how it is. You know, it's a Michigan thing. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. He's from Grand Rapids, which is almost an hour outside of where I'm from. I'm from Detroit, Inkster. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know anybody that. When you see, it's kind of weird because when you're in Detroit, if I'm from the West Side and I'm back at home in Detroit, I normally will stay away from the East Side. You know, I stay away from the South Side. I would stay on my side of the turf.
Oh, damn.
See, but when you're out of and this is just how it is. But now when you're out of Michigan and you meet a guy from the East Side of Michigan and you're outside of Michigan, it's like, oh, what's up, bro? Oh, what's up? Where you from? West Side, East Side. Oh, okay, cool. Nice to meet you. It's all good. It seems like it's better when you're out of state.
Damn.
Yeah. So
Now,
that's just how that goes.
you had a very extensive amateur background. I see you had a ridiculous amateur record of 115-5. Now, did that did that fighting start in the streets of Michigan, or were you in the boxing gyms growing up?
I've always been around the boxing gym, but it didn't matter. It was streets. It was everywhere I had to fight.
Oh, because we love street fighting stories here on
Hang
Medicine
on.
the Man.
Give me your most memorable street fight. If you had one, like, yo, it went down. Like, homeboy was split, or like it was back and forth, or like, give me your best street fighting story.
Without incriminating yourself.
Everything's
Everything's
hypothetical.
hypothetical.
Everything's hypothetical.
Hang on. Lie to me.
All right, cool. I got you.
I punched him into heaven.
Yeah. So, here it is. I was out with this girl. Right? And
was she your girl?
It was like
she your girl, or was she?
She ended up being my girl, but she wasn't my girl then.
Got it.
So I think the fight
shit.
made it be. I think the fight was what made it happen.
I like that.
You know, we met up at this place called Coney Island. Now it's a lot around Michigan.
Okay.
And so I don't know what happened. She had a situation with a person, with another young lady inside. But I just happened to be there. I never knew what was going on. I never knew the history of the two girls. So they started having a little physical fight, and it was your typical girl fight. It was broken up really quick. And, I thought it was over. You know, we kind of talked about it while we were eating, and here comes two big guys. Now, I can say these guys look like linemen from the Detroit Lions during the time. Like, these dudes are huge, right? So one of them say, yo, what's up? Who got the problem? So I was like, yo, my man, look, it's over with. The situation is over. Let's kind of, like, move past it. He was like, so he slapped my hand. And the reaction.
Nobody slaps my hand. Nobody slaps my hand.
So I'm kind of trying not to fight.
You're holding it back.
But realistically, I know that I'm
going
ready
down.
to get down at any given time.
Right.
So he slaps my hand, and the reaction is to me to throw an overhand right. Boom, right on the chin.
Because you had already been in the boxing gym at this time.
For
a minute.
Hypothetically, I've been boxing most of my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So to fight, it was nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, and I knew that these guys didn't have any type of
skills.
Zero
Zero skills.
fighting. Right. So, boom, here goes the overhand right. Completely sleep. Out of there. For about 15 minutes. No joke. So I thought I thought I killed him.
Yeah. When you hit a dude, he's like, doesn't wake up within the minute, like, it starts running through your brain, like, yo, did I just kill this man?
No, I killed him.
Like,
so I'm thinking,
fuck.
Hopefully I get it put down to manslaughter.
Like, what?
I just blew my whole everything. It's over. I'm going to jail for the rest of my life.
Hang on. I'm thinking of a master plan. Like, all right, I need to get the fuck out of this state.
Yeah.
Did that cop in your head? Like, yo, I'm gonna go to my mom's crib. I'm gonna chill in the basement. Like, what? Or you're like, all right, he's dead, and it is what it is.
You know what? my first thing was get out of there. First off, I'm in Detroit, so somebody's gonna pull out a gun really soon. So
Oh,
let's go.
right.
You know, I can't box bullets, so that was the first thought. But then I was looking like, okay, but that's not just all. So here comes his other friend, his sidekick.
Oh,
And
he's trying to get
you know,
slapped too, huh?
So he comes, and I see him like reaching in his jacket. So
Ah, damn.
I thought, go for him too. So I just hit him with a barrage of punches, maybe about 10 right hands, bam, bam,
Damn,
bam, over and over
just
again.
like a shotgun.
And
Just
he wa-
right hand.
and he was out.
Right hand. Right hand.
Right.
Just cocking that
They
shit, huh?
just continuous, but he was out. I knew he was out, and you know, hypothetically, I may have like broke his nose and knocked a few teeth out, but I knew that.
That's easy without gloves on.
Yeah, and so I put down $100 on the tab, and I ran up out of there, and I left, and that's what hypothetically happened.
Oh, you were inside. I mean, like
I was
I know
inside
you're
a
lying to me,
restaurant,
but you're
He was
inside.
in a restaurant.
Damn. So people are like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, what is going on?" Like,
So a guy that I knew, he went to Wayne State, which was then this took place down near a college area, Wayne State University, downtown Detroit. He happened to catch it all on video, and hypothetically, I had his thing on video.
Ooh.
yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jay Leon, that's some imagination you got there. That's some crazy story you came up with.
And these guys were what, like
Okay.
6'4", 6'5"?
Yeah, definitely 6'4", 6'5", though. Maybe about 250, 260.
Ooh.
Big dude.
Damn. And then how tall are you?
Yeah, you're fighting at super middleweight,
I'm
so
like,
you're probably.
I'm 6 foot, but back then I'm smaller than what I am today. So I was probably like 5'10",
Damn.
5'9", 5'10".
So I mean,
150 something pounds.
cause I'm a smaller dude and I can scrap, and sometimes some dudes I just know they overlook me because I'm smaller than them. And that's exactly what the deal was with these cats, right? Like, oh, this little dude,
100%.
this dude.
I didn't look like no threat at all. No threat at all.
Yeah, they didn't realize you're knocking people out with 12-ounce gloves, 10-ounce gloves.
There
So
you
take
go.
take that 10 ounces off.
Yeah.
I'm breaking noses and skulls and shit.
There you go. I mean, that's just what it is, man. But I try to be a gentleman, man, and I try to be a
Right.
good guy outside of that. Come on.
Yo, and then homegirl saw that and she was like, "Zang,
Yeah.
dang,
This is him.
yo,
Oh, yeah, I knew
take your pants off, dog. Let me see that thing. I seen them hands. Let me see that thing."
You feel me? Yes, sir.
Now, is she still in the picture?
No, sir. That was a long time ago.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe fucking shit. I don't know.
Nah,
Just,
man.
She's been recycled by now.
yeah.
Recycle, man.
She's been recycled like
recycled a lot.
How many times has she been
Man,
recycled?
come
7
on.
times over?
Man, there is an unlimited amount of time, brother.
Hang on.
The
Has
recycle on that.
has she reached back out to the big dog? Like, hey, what's up?
No. You know what? It's kind of crazy because
She's not sending you
It's
posts
kinda
on
crazy.
Facebook?
no. I don't have all that stuff. I try to stay away from a little bit of that. That stuff gets you in trouble.
Guy.
So I try to stay away from it. But I did see her at my sister's wedding because my sisters are still friends with her.
Oh.
And
Oh, she's just staying
And I
close.
spoke
She's
to her.
just staying close to the family to stay
Yeah.
close to you.
That's my future sister right there.
so we smoked and it was cool and that was it. And it was maybe a little wink here and there, but that was all right.
Just a wink?
We don't go backwards, we go forward.
I would have taken her in a closet real quick for fucking old time's sake. little, how you doing?
That's funny.
Nah.
And see you later. Little, how you doing? See you later.
So Jay's got a big fight coming up March 16th, pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, huge fight. You're on the Devin Alexander undercard, right? Or the
Devin
Errol Spence.
No,
Errol
Mike-
Spence. Errol Spence. I'm sorry, that's what I was looking at.
Errol Spence.
Mikey Garcia.
Mikey Garcia, correct.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
Errol Spence is a fucking beast, man.
Oh, did we lose him there?
Did we?
Yeah,
Did your phone die?
No, he hung up there.
Oh.
All right, well.
Call him right back. No.
Sorry, I'm not sure I understand.
Nah, well, I wanted to say Jay Leon. Oh, he's calling back. Jay Leon.
What happened, dude?
Yeah, I think we got cut off. I don't know what happened.
You
but
hung
I'm
up
back.
on us, dude. We got Wi-Fi and everything over here, dude.
I apologize.
We got Wi-Fi. What kind of phone is this, Stan?
I don't know. What is that? That's not my
AT&T
phone.
iPhone.
That's an iPhone. It's a nice iPhone.
Which one? The 10?
8 Plus.
8 Plus.
Yeah.
Jeff
see, it
from
might be
Boom
the
Cups
8 Plus.
with the 8 Plus.
Bro.
I got the 10 over here. I ain't
My dude. I got the 10X Plus. Are we best
tell
friends?
me what you think about this. We might be best friends.
Damn. Damn.
All right, well, Jay Leon Love, we don't want to keep you too long. Let's make you a regular on the show. We love having boxing guys on the show. March 16th, you got this fight. Maybe we can get you on again before that fight. Maybe we'll get you on after, but let's make you a regular on the show.
All right, so listen, I must say this. I don't like doing interviews, but
you fucks with us.
Yo, fuck with Medicine
you
and
fucks
Man.
with us.
I will do your show. I do not like doing interviews at all. I do not like doing nothing else. I turn them down all the time. I got a million emails. But you guys, I'm in, I promise.
Oh, 100%. That's what we like to hear.
Cause I'm a fighter myself. Like, don't ask me, hey, what's your strategy going to this fight? You've been training hard. What's your like? Fuck off. I want to know about some street fights. I want to know about some bitches you fucked, and I want to know about fucking like you're gonna like. I want to know about some fights you fuck some dudes up.
Yeah.
The good shit.
Yeah, I don't want to, hey, you think you ready for this fight? Like, fuck you, Earl. You've never fought a fucking day in your life, you fucking nerd. Don't ask me if I think I'm ready. I'm ready to smash your fucking head off this table. If that's what you're thinking. All right?
You know?
Shut
Right.
your mouth.
I got you.
Messing the man, we're not that.
Dennis has a few beers in him. He's a little animated
Fuck
right
off.
now.
I'll fucking smash your head off the table.
Listen, I like this. This is what makes a good podcast.
Yeah, you
right
like
here,
this
right
shit.
here.
Oh, yeah, we're on to something
You know,
here, Jay Leon Love.
I like it.
That's
well,
what
I'm in, man.
That's
I'm
why
definitely
we.
in.
Next time we call you in, I want like your second best fight lined up. Street fight.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Jay has a
Got
good
you.
one at
I
Dre's. Remember you told me that story?
Yeah, we're gonna save it.
Shit. Oh, shit. Yeah, we do got to
Save it. Lock that shit in your little brain.
Yeah.
And I'm ready for it. I'm gonna call you in like 2 weeks.
No problem. I'm ready.
That's
Just
what's
hit
up,
me
my dude. Yo, keep doing your thing, keep training hard, and we look forward to having you on.
And here, before
I
we
appreciate it, man.
let you go, Jay, let our followers know how they can find you.
Oh, yeah, just hit me up on the Instagram. That's all I got, really. So hit me up on Instagram at JLeonLove, JLeonLove. Hit me, DM me. Yo, DM me. You know, my DM still be popping, so hit me up, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, slide in them
Only
DMs.
if you're a hot girl, though. You don't want everybody
Nah.
sliding.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
If you're not a 9 or better, then don't do it.
Yo, but if you're a 6 or better, hit me up.
Yeah, slide
There you go.
Some nines
JK,
and up,
JK,
slide in Jay
JK.
Leon's DMs. 6 and above, go for Dennis's
Nah, I
DMs.
was kidding. I was
There
kidding.
you go.
All right, so everybody
No
check
doubt,
him
man.
out. Jay Leon Love. We'll get him back on again in the future, and if we don't get him on before his fight, March 16th, he's gonna knock some dude out. So thank you again for joining us, Jay Leon Love.
No doubt, bro. All right, I appreciate you
All
guys.
right, peace, fam.
All right, peace.
Tell you what, that makes me feel good. He was
Yeah.
like, I don't like doing interviews, but you guys?
Bro, I've told you, the only person who ever tried.
You told me, I know it.
You know what I
didn't
mean. You
tell
know what I
me.
mean. I've been telling you. We tell each other.
I've been listening to people that I interviewed, like, man, I don't want to get off the phone with you. And I'm like, yo, kick rocks.
The
I
only
know you.
person who got us off the phone was Ben Askren. That's because his food was getting cold.
Yo, but then we got Siamese kicked off the phone by Dillashaw.
Well, yes, we don't know. We'll have to ask him if we get him back on. Like, yo, did you hang up on us last time, or did you get fucking disconnected?
Yeah, but hang on. My man just got disconnected.
he called right back.
And he called right back. DJ was like,
Ooh, come on,
Yeah.
Dillashaw. Why are you doing us like that?
Yeah.
Nah, he got disconnected and had something else. We'll say. But Jessica Ruiz, now we got you back. I see you came in with the NYFE shirt. What did Frank? Is Frank handing out swag out there?
That's right.
Yeah. Every time I
Coming
go
on
out, I
swaggy.
come up with new. He give me a hat.
Now, is that a Menace shirt or is that a Menace Tube
Yeah,
shirt?
no, this is
Just Menace.
yeah.
Yeah. But everybody, go check out Menace Tube.
No, this is just Menace swag.
Yeah.
I was trying to get some gear lined up. This is a like a trial. This is like an example.
Mock-up, prototype.
Prototype, yeah.
Prototype.
So you can't even buy this. This
So
is
one
like,
of one.
Limited
Yeah,
edition.
this is like I don't know. I think it's worth like $100,000. I think.
Oh, it's 200. 250 maybe. Quarter million, Dennis.
Yeah, let's go there.
Autograph.
You're kidding, yeah.
Sign it. Forget about it. Who was that we were talking about the one time? We told him, Jessica I was like, what are you guys going to send me for being late? We were like, we're going to send you autographed pictures of Dennis Bermudez, you know?
You still got to send it to her.
She don't want it.
Yeah, she does.
Or we're going to bring her in studio, or when she comes to move into your downstairs.
Well, she just moved to Las Vegas, so that's a very, very long trip.
Well, we'll have to get her on, because we don't know if she officially moved to Las Vegas.
I'm pretty sure she did, but...
We'll see. Why, you been talking to her?
No.
Or is that assumptions?
No, I just looking at her Instagram action.
All right, so we'll try to get her on once she books that fight. But Jessica Ruiz, please let our followers know how they can find you.
Okay, you could find me Instagram.
Ooh, she looks good too. She has a little hat turn. You see that?
Hey, you can't find her in the club.
You're not gonna find me in a club. No, you'll find me at a gym.
Bottle full of bub.
Yeah, Instagram, Just Ishtar. I think that's what I'm under. I don't even know. I didn't create it. My cousin did. Facebook.
So on Instagram, I saw you bought an Adidas swimsuit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look like more like a mom.
Moms wear Adidas. Oh, that joke. Yeah.
You know, one piece.
It was a one piece.
It was a one piece.
But
yeah, it's a one piece. What's up?
All right.
It's a one piece.
I haven't seen the photo, so I'm not sure what you guys are talking
You're
about.
lying to yourself.
No, it's a one piece. Yeah.
How many likes it get?
Excuse me?
How many likes it get?
Oh, like I don't know, like 106, 108.
Yeah, but that's
yeah,
one of that's more likes than your other pictures, no?
I don't know. I don't keep track of that.
Yes, you do.
No, I'm not a big social media person. I started doing it now because of like.
You're trying to build.
Yeah, like now I'm like, all right, fine. Like I have the time to do it, but when I was training and everything, I work, I train kids. I'm not into
All right,
that.
I
yeah.
see. I have now looked at the Adidas swimsuit photo. Okay.
Oh.
She's wearing that well. Is that from Adidas?
Yeah, it's from Adidas.
Hey, don't.
So Adidas, reach out.
Oh, that's my daughter right there. That's my 18-year-old.
You have an 18-year-old daughter?
She's a cheerleader in Nassau Community College. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So we didn't get into that. We'll get into that real quick before we let you go. How old are your kids?
Well, I have 4. I have an 18-year-old. I have an 8-year-old. I believe Brooklyn's 7 or 6. I'm not sure. I lost track, and I know Olivia's 4.
Man, I would not have guessed 34 with 4 kids
Yeah,
when you came in.
Yeah.
I started young.
Because I saw that one I saw the Adidas picture, and I was like, I don't know, she's like
24?
Hang on. 28 max?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you're doing good, so keep it up. So Jess, what is it?
Just Ishtar.
Jess is
Ishtar.
Ishtar. So JESSISHTAR.
Have you thought about your fight name being Ishtar? I don't know.
No, that's more of a personal thing.
So can you fill that in? Are you
Yeah,
Jewish?
no. She's a goddess, a Babylonian goddess of fertility, war, and sexual pleasures. So that's what I've. Oh, this is her right here. That's what I've always had.
Jess Ishtar
Yeah.
is a what?
She's a Babylonian goddess.
A Babylonian goddess.
Um,
I heard sexual pleasure. That's all I heard.
fertility, war, and sexual pleasures. Yeah.
Sexual pleasure.
Yeah.
War. Okay.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
she had a lot of men in her
Good for her.
Good for
at her
her.
feet. So that's what
At her feet. Wow.
yeah, she used to play them.
Babylonian goddess. All right, well,
Stan,
everyone-
can you send me a link to this
I'm,
goddess?
I'm just looking at her Instagram. I'm not looking at
I mean, I'm saying in future.
in the future, yes.
Yeah.
So, Jessica Ruiz, everybody check her out. Everybody be sure to look up Boom Cups, too, especially if you're trying to have a house party or you're a bartender, you're trying to learn your shit, you're trying to learn how to make some drinks. Very easy. Me and Dennis could probably just become a bartender off of these Boom Cups. It's very self-explanatory. It's written right on the cup.
Yeah.
So, Jeff from Boom Cups, thank you for joining us.
Appreciate it, man.
If you ever want to come back in studio, let's try to set it up a little more where we can get a little bit more time,
Yeah,
actually
definitely.
talk to you. You're a fight fan, right?
Yeah. For sure.
I think the move is, since we went video too, is he comes in,
Let me make some drinks.
he makes Boom Cup drinks.
What are they,
I
F
can bring a
bombs?
couple of girls with me. They can make them.
When are
Yep.
we doing this? So we're coming in. When,
Fine.
Thursday,
Fine.
Tuesday?
I don't know if
Fine.
threaten you with a good time.
If you want to fucking pull my arm, fine. Sick of this shit. Doing shit I don't want to do.
Fucking have me drinking with girls. You're a real dick, you know that?
I'm sorry, man.
So
That's one thing that really grinds my gears.
maybe we'll go for Thursday, Tuesday, whenever you're around. We'd love to even, we'll get Frank in there. Let's make Boom Cups a sponsor of the show. Let's figure something out. Boom Cups, you sponsoring Jay Leon, right?
Yes.
For the next fight. Home Interiors by Anthony Giaramito, also sponsoring. One of our good friends who hooked us up here, hooked us up with Jessica as well.
He'll be on the trunks.
Yes, so everybody please check out.
Pay-per-view. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, and he's
National.
running with Floyd, so he's
Yeah.
obviously in that crowd. He's,
Yeah. Al Heyman's his manager, so.
so forget about it.
Yeah.
Does Al Heyman even exist? I always read that.
I know
read
he's
that
like the
online.
Godfather. Like
People don't even know if he really exists.
I don't know. I mean, Jay Leon says he's like.
He's the money man.
He just makes big checks happen somehow.
Yeah, I'm into those things.
He's the guy who makes Floyd's checks happen. So let's get Dennis Bermudez hooked up with Al Heyman. Al Heyman, if you really exist.
Al Heyman, hi.
Hey.
So Menace and the Man, episode
16.
16.
This is Sweet 16.
Yes. So real quick, Jeff, let people know how to find Boom Cups.
Instagram at Boomcups, BOOMCUPS.
Jess Ishtar,
Jess Ishtar, JESSISHTAR.
Jessica Ruiz, Dennis the Menace Bermudez, Stan the
The
Man,
Tank.
They're trying to get me to drink.
Go.
Frank the Tank, Home Interiors, Anthony Giaramito.
NYFE.
Check them out. New York Fight Exchange June 1st. And Dennis, hit him with your send-off.
Well, see you later.